Sports fans are gearing up at Interstate Sports, your home for officially licensed fan gear. We have jerseys, custom frames, team signs, draft tumblers, and more. For every sports fan's needs, visit interstatesportsgifts.com.
Welcome to Coach Hayes Football Live. He can talk about anything from high school to the pros. This guy knows the game, so you better not be half-stepping.
I can guarantee you most of the audience is going to agree with me before they agree with you.
Strap in, because Coach Hayes is about to
crack your cranium and fertilize your brain.
Go ahead and
right here, right now.
Subscribe now and check out CoachHayesFootball.com.
What's up? Welcome to another great episode of Primetime Talk, episode 37. Colorado Buffaloes take on Oregon State for homecoming in Boulder at Folsom Field. End up dropping the game 26-19. Colorado's currently 4-5, and the Oregon State Beavers, what a name, are 7-2. What does it tell you? There's a lot to talk about and a little bit of time to talk about it. We right back on, baby. We've been on here all day. There was a lot of talk about the offensive coordinator and play calling. I don't know how that fared. We can go through some of the stats here, and people can call in and definitely voice their opinion. But before we get started, let me know everything looks good and sounds good in the chat. There we go, Ellen V in the building. Appreciate you, Ellen. Thank you so much for the thumbs up. Here's how I look at it. Let's look at the team stats here as we look at it. Total yards for Oregon State is 418 to Colorado's 238. Passing yards, 223 to Colorado's 245. Rushing yards, 195 for Oregon State to Colorado's -7. And yards per play is 5.9 for Oregon State to 4.1. Here's what's interesting. Everything else was 71 plays for Oregon State to 58. Everything else seems to be pretty close. Penalties was 7 yards for 40 for Colorado to 4 penalties for 50 for Oregon State. 2 fumbles lost for Oregon State and 1 fumble lost for Colorado. However, the pressure on the quarterback and the lack of running game is huge right there. I believe Shedeur ended up with a total of 3 sacks tonight. That might have been the low so far as the sack total per game tonight. And it looks to be the same old thing. We look at the rushing yards here. Let's look at the rushing yards. They had a total of, again, -7 yards. A lot of that was due to, I'm sorry, I'm looking at the wrong stat. A lot of that was due to Shedeur Sanders' -37 yards in his 7 carries. Well, we know those plays go against him in the sack total. If you take those 7 away, they ran the ball a total, again, of 11 times. 11 times they ran the ball. Savion Wilkerson had 4 carries for 17 yards. Anthony Hankerson, 2 carries for 8 yards. And Dylan Edwards had 5 carries for 6 yards. I'm just trying to get an understanding of what's the difference. What's the difference in the play calling? The play calling. Talked about running the ball. You got to be able to run the ball in this league. I don't understand why people don't understand that. And they run the ball, right? Savion Wilkerson, his average is 4.2 yards a carry. 4 carries, 17 yards, 4.2 yards a carry. Anthony Hankerson, 2 carries for 8 yards, 4 yards a carry. Dylan Edwards, 5 carries, for 6 yards, 1.2 a carry. I'm not even worried about the sack numbers, but you got to be able to run the ball. I mean, Travis Hunter had some outstanding catches. That last catch at the end to push it was huge. Shedeur Sanders was, again, visibly hurt. He's limping and gimping. At one point, it looked like they were going to take him out. They didn't take him out the game. You saw number 16 warming up, the backup quarterback. I guess he just warmed up for no reason, and that's cool. I get it. But again, this is the never-ending story. We're starting to see the same thing. And I keep telling people, the offensive line, it's a talent issue. It's not a coaching issue. I think the coaches are fine. They just don't have the talent. And it starts up front. It starts up front with the front five. The front five are the problem. I don't care how you mix and match it, whatever you want to do. It doesn't matter. That room is not very good. And when people realize that, it's what it is. But believe it or not, running the ball, if you run it enough, you can take some of the pressure off of Shador. The young man is he's now literally running for his life. He is running for his life. I ain't know a dude could move the way he moved. Step up, back up, spin around, get out, man, come on, man. And it's not saying we don't believe. I just don't believe the O-line is good. It's just what it is. And you got to find creative ways to win. And part of that is alleviate the pain. Alleviate the pain by running the ball. Here's the difference. Time possession. This is what shows you about running the football. They ran the ball. They had the ball for 35 minutes and 52 seconds. So basically 36 minutes. Colorado had the ball for 24 minutes and 8 seconds. So basically 24 minutes. A difference of 12 minutes. A difference of 12 minutes. If you really think about it, that's a quarter. A little bit less than a quarter, Oregon State possessed the football. Think about that. A little bit, if you really think about stats, and stats don't always tell the whole story. I totally get it. I understand, as they're going to miss me with that. But if you put it in context, Oregon State had the ball for 12 minutes. These are 15-minute quarters. There's a reason time of possession is a stat. There's a reason. There's a reason they keep certain stats. And there's a reason that out of all the stats they keep, these are the prominent stats. Why are they prominent? Because they matter in football games. Turnovers matter. Time of possession matter. These things matter. But people don't want to seem to believe that. They brought in Pat Shermer. And I watched. I sat back. I was in the bushes. Wonder what they're going to say now. Oh, Pat Shermer, he's the best. I'm not saying he's not. This is no shot to Pat Shermer. But you got the same type of production. Nothing changed. But now the goalpost is going to go from here to here. Well, coach, he only got announced a day ago. I know. But because the O-line is not good, I don't care who you bring in there. You could bring the National Guard up in there. It ain't going to change unless they get on the football field. People have to understand this. They were literally running the ball 195 rushing yards. Martinez had 20. Look at the difference in carries. Their starting running back has 21 carries for 115 yards, 5.5 yards a carry. Their second running back, Finwich, I told y'all about this guy, 10 carries for 39 yards at 3.9 yards a carry. Bro, that's 31 carries between those two guys. 31. Colorado has 11 carries between three guys. And still no Cavassier smoke. Cavassier, I hate to say this to you, brother. I've been trying to be an advocate for you. Call your agent, see if he can get you into one of those leagues or whatever. And it's it. I mean, it's 3 games left, brother. I hate to say that to you, Cavassier. I don't know what's happening on the back end. And I'm not here to say, hey, why you not playing? But once you were labeled as a dog, I thought you were doing the right thing. I'm not saying you were or weren't. I don't know what's happening with you off the field. But unfortunately, brother, I don't know why you're not playing. I do not understand why this young man is not playing. And I hope one day it comes out. Because it's not like he has more time. It's not like he's done. This dude's been in college since 2017. Hear what I just said? 2017. I want you to understand what that means. If you had a baby in 2017, they'll be in first grade right now. See, put stuff in perspective. If you had a baby in 2017, they'll be in kindergarten or first grade right now. That's how long this dude been in college. He ain't got no more time. It's done. You can't go into Coach Prime office and say, hey, Coach, I want to be red-shirted, like Alton McCaskill did, which I understand why Alton McCaskill did it. That's awesome by him. That's a very adult decision by him. But he has no more time. This dude was in college 6 years. Came to Colorado hoping for a better opportunity from Kentucky. Nothing. I would love to hear from people what the Pat Shurmur change did. Do you think it benefited? Do you think it did not? I don't know. I'm not upset that Colorado lost the game. I understand why they lost the game. There's a talent discrepancy. And I told you, as you go up this schedule from game one, TCU, it gets harder and harder and harder and harder and harder and harder and harder. And that's what's happening right now. But nobody wants to understand that. Nobody wants to admit that. I even hear the commentators. Guys, you got to help out the tackles. You got to chip them with a tight end or something. My 2 cents for the 1999. I appreciate it. I'm beginning to wonder if whether Coach Prime can coach or not. Why I say this? Because why won't his stubborn A put more bodies on the line first, then go from there? Bad line or not, more bodies will help. I'm not getting into that. You know why I'm not getting into that? Because you just made a change at coordinator. I appreciate that, my 2 cents. And those are your 2 cents for 1999. Thank you, man. Shedeur was physically hurt in that game. And we don't take the pressure off of him. He was 24 for 39, 245. He still was throwing phenomenal passes, bro. He was. 2 touchdowns. I'm not understanding it. I'm going to get straight. Oh, I'm on the wrong thing here. Hold up. 862-799-9956. Start loading up the queue. We'll talk about it. Now, I will say this. Defensively, they seem to play a lot better. They came out, played toe for toe. And I don't think I would give them credit. Oregon State is I think a 39-point averaging team, somewhere around there, 40 points. And they held them to what, 26? Phenomenal. But your offense can't help you because they're not good. The offense cannot help you because they're not good. And that it starts with the offensive line, I mean. But I also think Colorado is abandoning a key component of running the football. I don't understand. And I wasn't a believer. I have to be very honest. I wasn't a believer in the whole stat thing. But if I'm trying to win ball games, dog, I'm trying to win ball games. Let's win the ball game. 2 can't throw you out of every problem. He can't throw you out of every situation. He is running for his life. I saw the stat up there. He was sacked 2 times, hurried 5 times, knocked down 12 times. whatever the graphic was they put in the game. I'm like, bro, what are we doing? And we see guys, 4 carries, 17 yards, Savion Wilkerson. Anthony Hankerson, 2 for 8. They don't have enough time on task to get going. But the other kid got 21 carries, 10 carries. I don't want to be I told you so. I hate doing that. I'm not the guy that's like, I was the first to say. No, I ain't getting into that. But this stuff right here, I'm just not understanding, bro. These NFL caliber coach, Pat Shermer, head NFL coach, Sean Lewis, head coach, Kent State, longtime offensive coordinator at Syracuse, ran the ball at Kent State. But there's a common denominator here, y'all. Both of them pretty much had the same game plan. Oregon State. Nowhere near as good as UCLA, in my opinion, even though I think they beat them. But I'm talking about especially defensively. 11 carries. Let me look right quick before I put my foot in my mouth. Go back to Arizona. I'm sorry, go back to UCLA. Let's look at it. Rushing, Alton McCaskill, 2 carries, 14 yards. This is UCLA. Sean Lewis, Alton McCaskill, 2 carries, 14 yards, 7 yards a carry. I understand it was kind of mop-up time at the end. Okay, put it in context, coach. 4 carries, 12 yards by Dylan Edwards, 3 yards a carry. Savion Wilkerson, two carries, 11 yards, 5.5 yards a carry. And Anthony Hankerson, 3 carries, 8 yards, 2.7 yards a carry. Shador, 13, negative 20 yards, because those are the sacks. You don't give the running game a chance. It's like putting a pot of water on the stove. Why are they bubbling right now? Why are they boiling? You got to give it a chance to get hot. You got to give it a chance to get hot. Bro, imagine practicing Sunday, they off Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, walkthroughs Friday on travel day to go run the ball 2 times as a running back. Starting running back, Dylan Edwards, 4 carries. You the starting running back, bro. But again, that's UCLA. I apologize. Let me go forward to Oregon State. I know I'm talking a lot. I'm waiting for the callers that they coming in. I see y'all. Let's go to Oregon State. You done practice all week. Savion Wilkerson, 4 carries. Anthony Henderson, 2 carries. Dylan Edwards, 5 carries. You practice all week for 5 carries, 2 carries, and 4 carries. Man, y'all out y'all mind. Exactly. Amanda NBS. I'm frustrated because we're starting to point fingers. Well, I'm sorry. They're starting to point fingers. And here go the blame game. This is exactly what I told you was going to happen. People don't want to listen. You a hater, coach? I'll be a hater. Hate on, player. Hate on. Everybody want to point the fingers. It's his fault. It's his fault. His fault. You know what? Let's make a coaching change. All right. The dude does the same exact thing. 11 total carries. Sean Lewis is better. They did the same thing. I'm sorry, I'm trying to go through some of these comments. I know I was bloviating. Excuse me. My 2 cents for the 1999 again. Let's face it, the coach change was a media strategy. Now, I brought that up too. I'm going to say it. I'm pissed. Stack the line with more untalented linemen to buy more time for number 2. With the line stacked, you solve the running and passing problem. I can't say that because they're not good. I have to say, Sean, and I appreciate you, my 2 cents. I can't say it solves the problem, but it does add a wrinkle to the problem because they tried that. However, they tried it with what? You went max protect, meaning 5-0 linemen and 2 additionals, whether it's a tight end, a running back, 2 running backs, 2 tight ends, however you want to add that equation together. But you put Mikey in, this was last week, you put the smaller bodies in to pick up the 235-pound defensive end that's looking like a locomotive. I tell people, I'm a football fan. I'm a player fanatic. And you're putting these kids in a bad situation, dog. Got to give them a chance, a fighting chance. And I tell you, I take my hat off to number 2 every day. That dude a soldier, boy. That dude a soldier. He is a competitor by every stretch of the imagination. By every stretch of the imagination. He's a soldier. If I was an NFL team, I'd definitely be looking at him. If not, seriously thinking about drafting him. I know that for a fact. Appreciate it. Bo Peterson, $5. They know what they have at O-line. They can't change that now. What responsibility do coaches and play calls have at this point? It has a lot. Slow the game down. Slow it down. See, that's a strategy too, believe it or not. You don't have to go fast. They literally, by time of possession, gave up 12 minutes to the opposing offense. From a strategic standpoint, slow it down. Run the ball. You run the ball, the clock continues to run. Even with the new rule, if you run out of bounds, the clock continues to run until under 2 minutes. But if it's an incomplete pass, the clock stops. That's a strategy. And the less time the other team is on the field, the less time they have to score. Just saying that. I'm getting ready to open up. Well, the phone line's open already. Come on, I want to do that. I want to kind of cue the build up a little bit. It's already 1:57 in the morning here on the East Coast. I know out west, so forth, it's a little earlier. Let me see. Members, if you do call in, if you're a member to the show, excuse me, you get to skip the line. Also, real quick, as you see right here, the sponsor for today's show is interstatesportsgifts.com. Make sure you go check them out for all of your sports memorabilia needs. All the information is in the description below. If it's something on the website that you don't see, because he doesn't have every team up there, call him. If you see something you like and it's on another team, call him. He probably can get it for that team too, probably. All right. And he also will price match. So give him a call. Phone number's there, and hit him up and say, hey, I'm looking for, you got a pool table light? I mean, some of the weirdest stuff, dog. You got baby bottles, onesies. He got everything. He like Amazon for sports stuff. All right. So hit him up. Appreciate it. Let me go ahead and get the first one in here. Members in the building. All right, member. We got Doc Holiday in the building. Doc, what's up with you, baby? Doc.
Yo, what's
up?
Good?
What's up with you, brother? How you feeling today?
Man, I'm feeling great. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Well, of course, I feel bad for Shador because my man got to run for his life every damn game.
Mm-hmm.
So I looked at the stats. They had 4 sacks on him. That boy been sacked 45 times.
He had 4 sacks tonight? Is that what he had?
They had 4 sacks on him tonight.
Oh, never mind. I thought they had 3. So they didn't break it because everybody else had 4 too. Yeah, go ahead.
That man been sacked 45 times. he's shell shocked, bro.
And still be throwing it though. Doc, he still be slinging the rock.
Yeah, he still be throwing it.
That's crazy.
He still be throwing it. You know this. You know this for sure. The reason why they be throwing it because they don't trust their running game. They don't trust the offensive line. But you can't. You know this, coach. The hardest position to coach in football is your O-line.
Agreed.
Because everybody has to be on one accord, on the same accord. I mean, but I'm looking at the chat.
Mm-hmm.
He's saying somebody said the sacks was Shadour's fault, not the O-line. Now, the sacks are the O-line's fault. The front five shouldn't even the front five should not even let nobody touch that boy right there.
Yeah.
And so when I looked at the stats. When you run the ball 20 times.
11.
And you only
11. They ran the ball 11 times,
okay, so
but Shador had 7 of those. I mean, 7, so it looks like 18, but 7 of those because they came from sacks. Right. Or he was running or whatever. However it goes, but go ahead. Mm-hmm.
So Savion was the leading rusher with 17 yards on 4 carries. And the reason why, the reason why it's like that is because they're playing from behind. So they got to put it in his hands so he can throw him back into the game.
Mm-hmm.
And even, I said this in the chat. I said even when God rest his soul, even when Mike Leach was alive, when he ran his air raid system, he ran the ball. And you don't got to have 1,000-yard rush on your team. But if you can get a guy that can give you 600, 700, 800, 900 yards on the ground,
mm-hmm.
and to complement the 3,000, 4,000 yards in the air, that says a lot right there. And to me, like, you got to get, one, you got to get the depth on your offensive line. 2, they got to be, they got to be in unison.
Mm-hmm.
They got to be in unison. If one person ain't in if one person is off, the whole line is off.
Yeah.
And then you're gonna have games like that. And then Shador do hold on to the ball too long because he's trying to make a play.
Mm-hmm.
When your offensive line break down, he's looking down the field. He's trying to see the open man. He's trying to make a play.
Right. I'm with you, bro. Like I get it, man. I'm just.
And I'm gonna be honest with you, Coach. This reminds me when he first got to Jackson. Look at it. It reminds me when he first got to Jackson.
Yeah, I can't speak on it because I really didn't watch a lot of the. I watched the Jackson State games, but I didn't watch them like they were on. I know you guys follow that closely, but God dang,
but
bro.
It was like that. The offensive line, the first full season he was there, it was terrible. Terrible.
And again, right? It start at the end of the day. It's not Coach Prime. All head coaches, the buck stops with the head coach. That's it. And here's the thing about being a head coach: you can do it how you choose. That's the beauty of it. You can steer the ship into open waters, or you can take it straight into the iceberg. It's up to you. You understand? And you have to live with that. And you have to live with that. That's the beauty of it. There's no blueprint or floor plan of how to do this thing. Like you said, we've seen coaches win with ground and pound. We've seen coaches win airing it out. We've seen coaches. But one thing that is the common thread between all of that is you got to have players.
O-line.
You got to have players. If you don't have players, as they say, the old saying is, ain't about your X's and O's, it's about your Jimmys and Joes. And that's what it's all about.
Yeah. And you get all the skilled players as you can, but if you ain't got nobody that's blocking up front for the main person, shoot. what's the deal with having all the skill players when your main player can't even get in the ball?
True story. Well, like I say, Doc, I appreciate it, man. My clock went crazy over here. I guess it's daylight saving time. My timer went to 59. No, I'm saying my timer went to 59 minutes.
Congrats to your Hampton Pirates. Y'all done won again.
That's right, baby. Home by the sea. Leave us alone, man. Hey, you know what them Pirates do, man. When we get off that ship, something finna die. That's all I know.
Something die. You on that cane juice tonight?
Man, come on. I got a whole IV running up under the desk. That thing straight in the main vein, baby. Straight in the vein.
Boy, it's biting tonight.
That thing biting, dog. My cane's lost too. No, hey, see, friends like this who need enemies, doc. I was trying to leave the Canes out of this show tonight. And boy, I tell you, doc, boy. Ooh. We bro. I just did a whole show about them too. So if y'all want to go talk about the Canes, go jump on that show after this one or watch it later in the Oval Office or whatever you want to do. Bro, we bad, bro. Like, that's unacceptable, man. We on the 4th and 1. 4th and 1 to get a first down. I want to say inside the 3 or maybe inside the 4-yard line. Not for a touchdown. Not 4th and 1 for the touchdown. 4th and 1 for the first down inside the 4-yard line.
And couldn't get it.
Come on. Anyway, let me push on, man. Let me knock some of these callers off the tree, man, and we'll talk about
it. You go ahead.
You got to come in. Hey, you got to come in the champagne room with us, man, to watch the game. You got access. All you got to do is go to community tab, click the link, come check out some of the game with it. We've been there clowning, man.
Bet.
All right, buddy.
All right.
Thanks, man. All right, my 2 cents says sacked 45 times while Bo Nick sacked less than 5 times the whole year. Put that in perspective and think about it. Well, my 2 cents, you right, $4.99. I'm going to put this in perspective for you. They ran the ball 22 times in 2 games. And a dude tonight, Martinez, ran the ball 21 times in 1 game. Now put that in perspective for you. Think about it. One guy, Martinez, ran the ball 21 times. One guy tonight. When Colorado used in 2 games, 4 or 5 different people ran the ball for the same amount of times. Think about that. Prime Sports Media, $4. Thank you. Says peace and respect, man. Brother, thank you, man. I stopped by your show the other day, man. Thank you for the love. Like I said, I know Ellen put your stuff up there, guys. Go check out his media channel. She'll put it up here in a second. Man, great stuff, bro. I mean, I could tell you take time, effort, energy, the graphics on point. I could tell it's thought out. You ain't just flying by the seat of your pants. Great information on Prime Sports Media. Go check him out, man. I might need to chop it up with you. I need to get into your graphics university class or whatever, man, because you got it going on, brother. So big shout out to you, man, in the building, man. Good stuff. Good informative information on that deal, man. Good information on there, man. But anyway, yeah, that's where we are. Let me get to the next call up in. Oh, Lord, hold your neck, everybody. We got neck bone on the line. God damn my neck. Talk to me.
Let go of y'all neck, man. Let go of the neck. Hey, Coach Hayes, what's going on, man?
Man, I just got off that other line, man. I've been on this thing so much, boy, like I'm part of the doggone team. Talk to me.
Say what, man? You say you caught me by my bluff. When it was almost halftime, man, and they was in their own end zone, and they just straight up threw the ball when all they had to do was run the ball, run the timeout, and go to halftime. I cut off the TV. My young lady that was watching the game, because she went to school with DeAndre, so she had the game on. I said I wasn't gonna watch it, so I started watching. She said it was 2nd and 25, and I hit the remote button, and the TV went slap off. She was mad at me.
Wow.
I didn't care. Right. Anyway, I made money off of it. They put Shador's passing yards at 306 yards. He looked like he almost got 200. And the reason why, he probably could have got it. But if they would have mixed the ball up, ran the ball, because the other quarterback wasn't that good either. All the quarterbacks that played today barely even they didn't do jack spit. But the hire, get a man his job back, give Sean Lewis his job back. It ain't no difference, like I said. I love to see a black man get in the role, and because we don't get these opportunities much. But to be honest with you, any AD in America, without him getting rich off of Prime, if it came to him being a coach and what he done as a coach, with him and his son playing like doing that and not letting that Stubbs boy play when he was supposed to step in, he would have been fired. You know that, I know that. Ain't no need to hold back. Shador's a good quarterback, but you got to make him good. You got to put him on that center, hand the ball off, and mix it. They not mixing it. All this sugar coach, we need an O-line. Stop crying. Don't nobody got an O-line. They just know how to run the ball and pass the ball. It's a mixture of both. You don't do one. It's sickening, man. I'm sick of everybody crying. Stop crying. Just bet. Put your money where your mouth is. Get on these picks and go. Every time they put Shador at 306, go less and make some money off of it. Because that's all Dion doing, making money. He ain't coaching. That man ain't coaching. You telling them coaches to go in there and you saying we're better off with Shador. When he did that press conference, that's when he told them offensive coordinators to throw the ball. So all that crying, talking about he ended offensive coordinator, you couldn't get Mike Tomlin to run that offense and be successful. I'm sick of it. It's simple math, man. Just like you were saying, these people calling you hater every day, calling in your chat, bumping their gums. They need to shut up and learn how to coach and read a book on the manual on the first thing you do. You run into the end zone, getting a safety, and man, run forward, walk forward and get 2 yards. Like it's just like, man, shut up. I'm sick of the haters, man. They the haters because and I'm gonna say this, I'm gonna be off here, man, because I ain't gonna keep rambling. This is what makes me mad because I'm a defensive player. I play college ball. When you have to stay on the field that many times and still get blamed talking about the defense didn't do good defense. No, man, you can't stay on the field that long on defense. I don't understand. As an offensive lineman, all they doing is jumping out their stands and backpedaling. You ain't even seeing if they can block. You can't say they can't block because they ain't blocking. They ain't getting a chance to block. Just like they ain't getting a chance to run the ball. And that's my take on it, man. I'm sick of Prime. All them speeches, he needs to go in there and learn the X's and O's. Quit telling what Guy would do. Run the offense. Learn the coach. And God can say, I don't care about what you think. I think about my man. I'm sick of that, man. Learn how to coach, man. Because we as black, we love that man. We want to see him do good. But all these goddamn excuses, trying to downgrade Kamani, he could have put Kamani in and kept him in. It wouldn't have made no difference. He gonna mess around and lose his team because once you know, like I know, you know coaches like I know coaches. When you get them kids getting used to losing games, when they get in the game and they winning, and he throw that ball like that, they gonna lose again. I don't care how good if they come out and have a good day at offense. If he go out there and be up 20 and be up by 6 points, 7 points, and he throw that ball like that, they gonna clock manage and they gonna take over and win the game.
Oh God, Nick Bone. I ain't messing with you, dog. Nick Bone say, what'd you say? Leave God alone and go coach.
Leave it alone. I love God too. I was raised up in the church, but God dang, my preacher would have told you, man, say, quit all that talking and go do something. I'm sometimes like, do he believe that he can outcoach some other coaches? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, what is he doing? Like the dude, his son is literally going to the locker room to take shots in his wherever and just to be back on the ground again. When he could have took Savion Wilkerson, gave him the ball, gave Keontae Smoke the ball, and just been done with the game. That whole game took too long. It took too long for it to even like it could have been over. I'm just like, man, bro.
I feel you, brother. I got to push
crazy,
over though.
man.
Nick Ball, you too funny, dog. I got to push over, man. But
Bad
you awesome.
coaching, man. It's just bad coaching.
That's awesome, man. But we'll talk, Nick Ball. I appreciate you, dog. Hey, somebody said.
All right, coach.
Hey, somebody just said. Michael Parks, said, Jesus, take the wheel. Y'all shot out for her. Y'all shot through the roof. Oh, hold up, man. My pastor would have said, leave that alone and go coach the ball. Oh, shoot. Neck bowl. I'm mad at you, dog. It's out of here. Oh, y'all too funny, man. I'm sorry, y'all. Let me get this next call. 8350. That's too funny. 8350, you on the line. Call and talk to us. Give us your name, where you calling from.
What's up, Coach Hayes? This is Rico, man. First of all, I ain't talked to you in a while.
Okay.
I definitely want to apologize to you, man.
What's that?
You're not a hater. You're a real brother, man, and I want to ask you to accept my apologies, man.
Anytime, brother. Anytime, man. No problem.
But the young man before, I think he really don't know the game about Dion.
Mm-hmm.
Dion is a true Christian brother. He's doing good, man. Just to be where he at with a team he just started and all these players he got out of the portal, you know what I mean?
Sure.
So therefore, he got a bad batches of coaches, man. You got good players, just have a bad batches of coaches. And that goes for the brothers, that goes for the defense, offense, everything, man. It's just an all around, man, game. They may not make a playoff game. A game. Make the Super Bowl game. But the thing is, bro, you gotta give a man the benefit of the doubt. And the reason why I say that, because he's coming. It may not be this year, but mark my word, he coming. You know it, Coach Hayes. You know he coming.
I agree. But Rico, do you mind if I say something?
Man, he try to help the brothers, but it's time to move them on out the way, man. He didn't put a little money in their pocket.
But Rico, okay, hold up. I want to ask you this. You saying help the brothers? I guess you're saying the black coaches on the staff. Is that what you're saying?
Black, white, man. It's time to move them on out the way, man. They come from Jackson State, man. Them guys are not ready for this level.
But I don't think they're the issue. I mean? The issue is the talent and the offensive line. The offensive line
I think they got a pretty decent talent. It's just the coaches don't know how to put other players in there. For example, you got running backs. What happened to Smoke? What happened to Smoke?
So Rico, there's two things. One, I'm gonna go to the offensive line coach. He's from Kent State. He not from Jackson. So I mean,
he need to go. He need to go.
Okay,
he's done.
I'm cool
and
with
they should have never got Pat Schumer, for example. Pat Schumer ain't never did nothing, man. He was a head coach, offensive coordinator, all kind of things.
Okay, and then the second thing is, I still believe. That's why I said all things go back to the head coach. It's now game 9.
But Dion,
hold on, but it's game 9. It's game 9.
Right.
Even if you're not a coach who wants to intercede during a game, when you have your staff meeting, where is the game plan? As he sits at the head of that conference table. Why, or maybe he's not. When is he going to say, I want to see Cavassier Smoke in the game? And if they're not doing that, then that means they're being insubordinate to what he's asking them, to his directive.
They're not in for him to succeed, man. The majority of those people there, brother, is not for Dion to succeed.
Okay. All right. Okay.
But check this though, man. Check this though. So if Dion is not a play caller, he should tell him, he should have in his mic when he out there on the field, run it by me and I'll say yay or nay. You know what I mean? Do this, do that. You have to be, you're right, you have to interact as a coach, man. You can't just stand there like a zombie and let your coaches coach the game, man, and you ain't got to say so. But you want to get on media and you want to say things, man, like we got to do better. No, you got to learn how to coach.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? This is teaching you how to coach. Use a money machine. You gonna make money for the universities. That's no doubt.
Yeah, regardless, yeah.
They ain't gonna fire you, man. That team was that university was going under. But he gonna get better. But just the thing about it is, man, he needs to listen. If you notice this, O'Boyle's gone because if you notice, Shap is already in college getting his degree. He's bringing Shap in defensive coordinator next year. I promise you that.
We're gonna find out. We're gonna find out.
Man, we got to get some of them brothers out there that's been riding with him for a minute, and got to get some good coaches, man.
We're gonna find out. But Rico, I appreciate it. I got to push on, man. Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
I appreciate you, brother.
Listen,
and I love you, man. I want to also, man, apologize to you and for all the haters that's hating on you. Slap them one time for me, man. All the haters, man, that's really been hating on you, man, and they apologizing to you because you real, brother. You seen what we didn't see from the beginning. Much love, bro.
Thanks, Rico. Appreciate you, brother. Means a lot. Thanks, man. Whew, that was funny, man. Well, Rico, I appreciate that apology, Rico. It does mean a lot. Like you said, he said saw something that I didn't. And again, I don't claim to be Nostradamus up in here. A lot of times we lean on our experiences, right? And that's in all aspects of life. We lean on our experiences to talk about sports. That's just what it is. And that's what I did. I'm not saying I was going to be right or I was going to be wrong. Yeah, I've been wrong about a lot of stuff. Been right about a lot of stuff. But it's a sports conversation. But anyway, that's what it is. Hawaii Chris in the building for the 199. You see, he got his thing like this. That I think is what they do in Hawaii. Good Lord, Tank is a bad player and not strong, coach. I said he wasn't a strong guy. He's not strong. He's not a strong guy. And he's not very good. I've been saying that from the beginning. I will never call a player trash, but I will say if a player is good or not. He's not very good. He's not a very good football player. And part of that is his mobility, his agility, and his strength. He's not a strong guy. He's not an agile dude, and he's not very mobile, right? He can't move. He can't change direction quickly, and he's not strong. And that's how I feel about it, just looking at his tape. One thing I'll say about what Rico just said, unfortunately, at the end of the day, still goes to the head coach. If I'm telling you to put player A in and you're not putting him in, then you need to fire that dude on the spot. It's been 9 weeks. This is now week 9, game 9, week 10, but game 9 for them. And I don't know what else to say. And Coach Prime seems like a no-nonsense type dude. He seems like a dude that when he says something, he expects that you do it. He seems to be that way. So it is what it is. Dang. That's tough right there, EA. Man, a real-life Willie Lynch. I need you to call in and explain that. That's Willie Lynch. My goodness. You're going hard, boy. You need to talk to. I need some context to that comment. That's tough right there, brother. Anyway, let me go to the next caller. 3013 on the line. Caller, talk to us. Give us a name. Where you calling from?
Hey, Coach.
Hey, how you doing, brother? Who am I speaking with?
Hey, man, this is Larry from Atlanta, Georgia, baby. Them 2-time Georgia Bulldogs, national champ. Then it be 3 times. You remember me?
I know exactly who you are, Larry. Hold up. Do me a favor, Larry. You on the phone, right?
Yeah.
I need you to stick your chin out about 6 inches. I don't want your phone to get messed up. You got it out there? About 6 inches?
Yeah, 6 inches out. Gotcha.
All right, hold on. Now close your mouth because I don't want you to bite your tongue on this. You ready?
Oh, okay.
Take that to the face. Talking about them doggone call here, talking about some doggone Georgia Bulldogs. Get that crap out of here, man. I'm just messing with you, man. Talk to me, man. Talk to me.
Okay, I'm gonna talk to you, Coach. Hey, man, when me and you first talked, man, and I was telling you about them Dion and the coaches and everybody coming in. I told you they about to go 9-3. You was like, nah, Larry. Hey, man, them Porter guys, they finna go about 6-6. Man, I don't even know if they gonna go 6-6 now. it looked really tough, man.
Looked
It
tough.
looked really tough.
And
It
Vegas
looked
don't seem
really
far
bad,
off.
man.
Larry, Vegas don't sound far off. Vegas had them, what, 3.5? 3.5?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, they had 4.
Because I can tell you right now, Coach, boy, Arizona finna come in there and put them on them, man. Because where Arizona playing and where they looking like, hey, it ain't gonna get no easier for these dudes, man. But I want to make a point, man.
Sure.
You know, when me and you was talking about, hey, me and you was happy. We was talking about Cavassier Smoke. We got him coming in from Kentucky and the Porter, and we got McCaskill, you know, the running game and stuff. I feel like Coach Prime, even though Dylan Edwards is a great little kid, great kid, you know, he brought him up from the Pee Wee League. And I believe Coach Prime promised that kid he was going to start just to come there to flip him from Notre Dame, because ain't no way that little guy should be a starting running back, 160 pounds, trying to run up through them tackles every doggone game. You know what I'm saying? And I know we looking for some bigger back. You know, you got to have a game plan against those bigger, nasty defenses like UCLA, Oregon State. You got to pound those guys, man, with some big back. How you gonna get in here and run the ball 11 times and you talking all that stuff about you can't run? And I know for a fact offensive linemen rather run block than the pass block.
True story.
Yeah.
True story, Larry. True story.
So how you feel about that? And and it's a little favoritism going on with that team. He got a locker room problem, you know, and you can go through to the linebacker coach, Coach Hart. You know, Trevor Wood was a safety. You know, he was getting beat bad back there. He was slow back there. Then you gonna move him up to a linebacker, but you're gonna bring DeMar Kennedy over here from Alabama, talking about how fast he is at linebacker. He quick and fast and can move. You know,
he don't play.
You'll get that guy a chance.
He don't play. So, like I say, Larry, I appreciate it. Yeah, he don't even play. I got to push on a little bit here, man. And like I say, man, don't be a stranger, man. You know you're more than welcome to call in anytime, man. You really are.
Yeah, man. I got you, man. I got you, Coach. Have a good day, man, and we'll talk again soon.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Appreciate it, Coach.
Bye now. All right, that great call right there from Larry from Atlanta off in here. Let's go. We got all 7s in the buildings. I know this number because I remember the last 4. 7777 has called in before. Talk to us. Caller, give us your name, where you're calling from. What's your thoughts on the game tonight?
What's up, Coach? It's Randy from Jersey, man.
Randy from Jersey. Talk to me, man. From Brick City, son. What's up, son?
Yeah. Hey, no. No, but listen, man. Ain't no way in the world you can tell me that there isn't another tackle behind Tank that can do not better than him, but
there's not,
do
bro.
More.
There's not. They've tried it.
They
tried it last week. They tried it last week.
It's ridiculous, man. And then, like, listen, like, I'm like, watching this and I'm realizing, like, I've, known it, but it's like showing. It is definitely levels to coaching at the Power 5 level.
Mm-hmm.
It's levels to it, man. You know what I mean? And, like, they're getting exposed bad, man. And I hate to see this, man. I hate to see it, but it's true, man. It's like they're learning how to win, but they're getting punched in the face. You know what I'm saying? And they're definitely losing their own kids, man.
And I'll say this to you. I'll say this to you, bro. I'll say this. I don't think, for the people who are upset, it's not a fact about them winning or losing the game. It's more of a fact of giving them an opportunity, giving the best opportunities to win the game, right?
Right.
You can't abandon. And here's the thing. Here's what's so I guess what's going to end up being controversial is that Coach Prime in the press conference says we can't be one-dimensional. He sees it. He clearly understands it, but quick to abandon it. You're quick to abandon it when you look at it, because he loves stats. He loves to read off Shador Sanders, 85% completion percent. He loves statistics. So statistically speaking, you can run the football. And you're the head coach. At some point, you have to step in and say, look, baby, Sean Lewis, Pat Shermer, whoever, we need to run the ball more. What are the second half adjustments? Hey, guys, right? Look here. They got guys up. All of them people wearing CU shirts up there. All of them people up there wearing CU shirts. Guess what?
Right.
They could chart that stuff.
Right.
How many positive yards do we get to the left? Do we get to the right? Do we look better running behind Tank, or do we look better running behind Wilkerson?
Right. But you know what, Coach? If they get one good recruiting class in them trenches, right? Because this team has only been together since like after the spring game. You know what I'm saying? So they're still trying to get it out together, man.
Hold on. I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why I kind of push back on that. Yes and no.
Okay.
Offensive line wise, I want you to understand this. They brought in two guys from Kent State who has already run this system. Right. They brought in.
That's why they came.
Yeah, that's why they came, because they were system guys. You kept two guys from Colorado who were already on the team. Right? You only have 5. So you're telling me, and if let's talk math here, 40% of your offensive line, because there's only 5 of them, 40% of your offensive line know what they're doing. That's those two guys. The other two Colorado players have played significant time.
Right.
And can I tell you this? Offensive, but they're not good. But it's not a fact that they don't know what they're doing. They're not good.
Right.
Offensive line is not that intricate in the sense of, I'm not saying it can't be, but in the sense of, bro, I blocked the man in front of me. Here's a rule across all offensive line boards. Any offensive lineman in the building, I know Law Dog being here sometimes. There's a rule: on, inside, gap.
Inside,
What does that mean? If there's a guy on me, I block him. If there's a guy inside of me, or like on my inside shoulder, I block him. If he's in my gap, I block him. That is a standard across football on all levels, from Pee Wee to the NFL.
For like 100 years. But
no, but so that concept is not new. You bring the coach from Kent State to coach the line, and 2 of your guys are veterans under your system. Those are the same 2 guys that this whole fan base was. Coach Sean Lewis almost beat Georgia. And now if they almost beat Georgia, that means they could block based on that logic. And now they come to Colorado with the altitude got them dizzy. They don't understand the playbook anymore. Come on, bro. Stop it. Stop it.
Yeah, they did. They got to, like, literally, like, I don't care what they got to do, bro. They got to get an offensive line and a defensive line.
Yeah.
Like, they have to focus on that.
Yeah.
That's it. You know what I mean?
100%, brother.
But I appreciate your time, man.
Anytime, man.
And I cannot wait for your breakdown film.
The good, bad. Yeah, we're going to get to it, man. We're going to get to the good, bad, ugly. I'll try and record it tomorrow.
Yeah, okay, good.
All right, thanks a lot, man.
Bro, I appreciate you.
Appreciate it. Thank you, man.
Yep.
Real quick, Joe Owens for the $5 says, I just hope number 2 doesn't get addicted to painkillers in college. Yeah, I don't think it's that deep, but hey, it is always a possibility. I hope to God not that doesn't happen to him. I hope he does not get addicted. I don't think so. I think that might be a little stretch, but hey, sometimes you feel good on that stuff, man. You know, and what people don't realize, them painkillers, once they wear off, boy, once they wear off, the pain is still there. The painkiller is blocking the signal to your brain that's saying, ouch, it hurts. So once that blocker moves out the way, boy, and you can see the kid is physically and visibly beat up. He's hurting, dog. Shador is hurting, bro. He's hurting. And one thing about pain, it's universal. Pain don't care if you ugly, pretty, handsome, black, white, rich, poor. Ouch is ouch. Now, I can tell you, laughter is subjective. I may laugh at a joke and you may not. But if I take this hammer and smash your thumb with it, we both going to say ouch. I promise you that. And that's what people have to understand. That's what people have to understand. And he's going, bro, he's getting whooped, bro. Wow. What, Emmett? You just cursed at me, Emmett? Hey, Coach Hayes, when you riding with Florida State once they were there in the playoffs, don't you ever cut, man, this is a Christian show. Don't you ever cuss on my show talking about Florida State. Man, I would take this right hand and I'll give you and I'll take the back of this hand and don't ever curse on this show like that. Emmett. My Florida State. Well, y'all too funny. Cut it out. I have a prosthetic thumb. Thank me for my service. Anyway, next caller, 1224 on the line. Caller, talk to us. Give us your name, where you calling from.
Hey, how you doing, Coach, man? This is Les calling from Las Vegas, man.
Les from Vegas, man. What's up with you, man?
Man, Coach, I want to tell you, man, I don't think people understand. It's not the X's and O's. It's the Jimmys and the Joes, man.
All day long.
Why do you think Alabama and Ohio State and Michigan, they get the best recruiting classes in the country? LSU, Penn State. It take multiple seasons to build depth on the offensive defensive line. Multiple recruiting classes, years. It's not going to be we're going to get in the portal next year and we're going to get some new. Ohio State want offensive linemen too.
Yes,
so
sir.
do Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
So do Texas. So do Texas A&M.
Mm-hmm.
What do you have to offer to these guys that's going to make them to come to Colorado over those schools? That's putting them in the first and second round in the NFL.
True story.
So I don't think people really understand. I mean, you're not going to get no top 5 or 4-star lineman when I know for sure I can go to Alabama and be an offensive lineman and go to the NFL because they've done it before. Colorado has
multiple times. Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So it's like I think people getting their hopes up high, thinking, we just gonna go to the portal and get. I mean, okay. It's not gonna work out like that. It's just not.
Hey, bro, it ain't like going to Best Buy buying a new laptop. Like they got a whole stock of them.
No,
it ain't.
I mean, it's not.
Don't work like that. Yeah.
I mean, especially when I got like the schools that I named that know for sure. I know for sure as a recruit. They put this person in the pro last year. This person went top 5 in the first round. This offensive lineman. Colorado can't say that.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it's just like it's not going to be no easy fix for the offensive defensive line. It's just, and you got to these guys have to gel. It's the hardest thing is to build depth on the offense and defensive line.
Agreed.
That's the hardest thing. And you need depth to be a championship football team. You need depth on the offense and defense. You just can't go start.
I agree. I agree. Listen, and people think, and if people think that you're going to bring in a bunch of true freshmen and come in there, you have another thought coming. Do you think those defensive linemen from UCLA were who they are their senior year? They were their freshman year? No. Now, they had the potential. They showed the signs, right? They showed the signs. But imagine what they had to do to grow and to be those players, like those twins they got over there. I forgot their last name, 11 and 12, or number 15. Yeah, they showed signs. They showed, that they could be those guys. But they had to cultivate it. They had to turn that into something. They had to, work at it to get it to that elite status that gets them the number 1 rank. Now, am I saying that a freshman can't come in and play and start at the offensive line? Sure they can. But they're going to take some woes. As Francis Maui go at Miami, number 61. Right? He's starting.
Yeah, Coach,
but he taking a little, Oh, good.
I can't really see no freshman coming in on the offense and defensive line and contributing much. You're not physically strong enough coming out of high school to.
Yeah,
at least I don't think so.
Well,
I mean,
you can get
some,
there are some of those guys. They are highly elite. And the question now lies is, here's where the question lies. I'm not saying they don't exist. They do exist. You got a guy like Peter Woods over there at Clemson. You got Bain. You got Reuben Bain at Miami. You had Tyler Davis, who's at Clemson, started as a true freshman as a defensive lineman, right? Francis Mawigoa at Miami. I got one on the wall right here. Terrell McGill started for Nick Saban as a true freshman, as an offensive guard for LSU. But you notice the name of the teams I'm saying. They're the elite of the elite. You think that those big time programs that see a kid like that are not going to be after their neck? Now that kid has to make that decision. If I'm that good and I'm that highly touted, do I take my talents to Colorado, or do I take my talents to Georgia, or do I take my talents to Ohio State or to Alabama or to, whatever the case may be? And that's the hard part in the recruiting. But even still, they have problems. They have freshman problems, but they're also surrounded by a lot of seniority. See, and that's what people have to understand. It ain't a bunch of those freshmen won't look. Reuben Bain, to be honest, I hate to say this, and I know I'm gonna sound crazy. Reuben Bain looks good. He does. But he's got some other people there with him too. But if it was all freshmen, you know why he wouldn't look as good? Because they'll truly turn the protection to him, because we can block them other guys one-on-one. Hope that makes sense. That's not knocking Reuben Bain. That's saying that he's so good that those other guys are not good enough. We're going to take care of him. But because there's other people around him, it kind of dilutes the protection. That's just what I just want to say on that. But I appreciate it, man. I got to push on here, man. I got a couple more callers in the building. Great call right there. I got my girl Ray from Georgia in the building. Coach get happy when the ladies call. Cut it out, man.
I noticed.
Hold up,
that's
Ray.
A good thing.
Hold up, Ray. I got to fix my shirt. Hello. How are you?
Hi. I have a question for you. Explain something to me, Coach, because I noticed tonight you're saying they need to run the ball. They need to run the ball. I haven't heard you say that before, so I have a question for you. When they ran the ball, did they get any first downs?
Yes.
You said they need to run the ball more.
Yeah, they actually did. They did convert one for a first. I believe it was Hankerson, if I'm not, or maybe Wilkerson for the first. But the problem is, though, Ray, I think it was tonight. Yeah. Okay. But the problem,
I didn't see all the game tonight because I got caught up in the Alabama LSU game. So. Oh Lord. I didn't get.
It wasn't. It's not Auburn, is it? It wasn't an Auburn game. It's trash. Trash is Auburn.
No, Auburn came on earlier today, but they played Vandy, so we beat that. UGA played Mizzou. They won. I was a little bit nervous about that, but they won. LSU let me down because I can't stand Bama. I wanted Bama to lose, and LSU let me down. Then Jalen had to leave with a concussion.
Yeah, that's tough.
It just went downhill.
Yeah. I wish he would have left just a little bit earlier in my fantasy draft. He put me to sleep. But anyway, no, but to your point, yeah, they have, but they still haven't run it enough to make it even noticeable.
So do you really think that the offensive line is good enough for us to be running the ball more?
Well, I don't think you're going to get 200 yards rushing. But what I do say is it does create a variety and a change of pace on the offense. The defense is just not pinning their ears back saying, let's go get them, right? And here's one thing about running the ball. Sometimes you could just get in the way, and that's created a block. On offense, when you pass block, once you miss, Shador running for his life. I'm not saying that they won't take some negative runs.
Speaking of Shador, I think it's time to bench him because he is visibly hurt. And if they don't bench him now to give him time to heal,
he's gonna be jacked up. Yeah.
That hurt gonna turn into an injury.
Yeah. He's hurt. Like you can tell his body. No, he's injured. I'm putting it that way. He already past hurt.
He's injured.
Yeah. You want to know why?
He's past hurt. He's injured.
Because he's running. When he's running, you don't see it. Your adrenaline's going. You running for you. But as soon as he stops running, what happens? The brain kicks on and says, God, You know what I mean? It's like, ouch. You know, when you're in the midst of running for your life, you're not gimping, you fight. So every time you're fighting through that pain, it's like you regrinding or whatever you're doing. And I just feel bad, man. I feel bad that, you know, and I don't know
feel
if
bad for him too. And I think it's time to bench him because he is hurt.
Yeah.
I think he's hurt. You said he's injured, and he could very well be injured and trying to play through the injury. But I think it's time to set him down, to let him heal.
I agree with you, man. I agree.
The season is over. I really wanted them to get to be bowl eligible to make it to a bowl game, but that's not going to happen.
I'll say this to you, Ray.
The season is over.
The reason I know he's injured, he didn't practice this weekend. He's still limping.
He didn't practice none. I thought he practiced Wednesday.
No, remember his daddy told him on the Tuesday press conference, he said, I'm going to hold him out one more day, which was Wednesday.
Okay.
And if he did practice, it probably was very limited. You know, he threw the ball. Now, he threw the ball probably, but practicing running plays, he probably didn't do that.
Mm-hmm.
Now, did he go out there and throw passes and stuff? Probably so, yeah. But I'm talking about practice.
Now, I do know the offense was out of sync today with him. So maybe that was it because he didn't practice. I don't know.
I'm telling you.
But as far as
tough.
Changing the offensive coordinator, that didn't make a difference whatsoever. And I don't think it's the coaching. I think it's the players. And you know, I've been saying that from day one. I've been talking about that offensive line since day one.
Oh, God, Ray, you too
But
funny.
I will say defense played a heck of a lot better tonight. I was really happy with them, but they really wasn't stopping the run that much either.
That front seven. Hey, you see Shiloh out there throwing that shoulder again, huh? I guess he ain't learned that lesson. He learned that lesson.
But wait, speaking of which, I felt like there was some pass interference calls that were not called, and I felt like Shador was horse collared on one of those plays. No, was it Shador?
Yeah. So what happens? So what happens with the horse collar?
I think somebody got horse collar and it wasn't called.
Yeah. So what happens with a horse collar? I know the play you're talking about. On a horse collar, if your hand goes in there, it's not automatic horse collar. If you take, as long as you don't take him down by the back of his collar. Remember, the kid put his hand in there, he took it out and then kind of wrapped his hands around him. So his initial grab was a horse collar.
It not a horse collar.
Correct.
Okay.
Now, if he would have grabbed him and took him down by the back of his collar, that definitely would have been a horse collar. So when he first grabbed him, he did grab him, and then he pulled his hand out and then wrapped him up. So it could have been a horse collar, but because he took his hand out and he wrapped him up, yeah, it kind of jacked him up a little bit.
So do you think that there were some pass interference calls that were not called?
Yeah, it could have been some calls in there, and like even with football, right? Because I saw some people in the chat saying, like the one with Travis Hunter when he caught that long ball, there was hand fighting. He kind of pushed at the end. That is so subjective to referees because they let stuff go. Some of them let them play, and so it's just pass interference and stuff. To me, is just I don't know how to call it anymore because some stuff they call pass interference, and I'm like, huh? And some stuff they don't call pass interference. I'm like, what are you doing? So it's so hard to, it's so inconsistent because each ref looks at it different. But yeah, I can say they definitely missed some, most definitely.
Okay.
All right.
But I still don't think that line would do any better with them running it. But we'll see because it's going to happen because Shador is going to have to come out.
Well, it's not about. I'll say it's not about them necessarily doing better more than it does. It eats up some clock. It keeps the ball away. It's a lot of things that running the ball does that you won't see, meaning you don't realize time of possession, how much that means in a game. If you really think about this,
runs the clock down.
Yeah.
I know that.
But I'm saying, if you think about this, Ray, if you think about this,
I don't think that line gonna hold up.
Maybe not.
And there's no point in running the ball if all you're gonna get is a yard. You only have 3 downs, really, and you got to make a decision whether you're gonna punt or go for it.
Yeah.
And with that line, you can't go for it.
Ray, get out of here.
Am I right? Am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong, Ray. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Because no, seriously, Coach, am I wrong? You said y'all saying run the ball, but we don't have an offensive line. And okay, the other team gonna figure out, hey, so they run now, we gonna blitz them. You only get a yard.
Okay. But guess
Second
what?
down.
Guess
Maybe
what?
you get 2 yards.
Can I ask you a question?
You at third down.
Can I ask you a question? If I get a yard here, let's just look at this. And again, I know we're speaking hypothetical. If I get a yard here, is that better than -8 yards on the pass?
Well, yeah, of course. But
all right. So hold on. Let me mix it up now. So if I get 1 yard, run, and then the next play I get 8 yards on the pass, excuse me.
Wait a minute. We're talking about that offensive line. I mean,
I know.
Did they get 8 yards tonight?
No, hear me out.
On one run?
Let me see. I can pull up this stat. Hold up. Tonight they had well, I don't know how much they had in total, but 4 for 17, which is 4.5 yard average, 2 for 8, which is a 4 yard average. So I mean, I again, he could have had.
Okay, that's 4 yards. You at third down. What you gonna do?
No, I hear you, but hear me out. Just follow me on this. A 1 yard run is 2nd and 9, right? Right.
Okay.
Then I throw the next play. The next play, I throw the ball. I get 8 yards because I threw the ball, right?
Okay, so you said, so you're saying run,
throw, yeah, or whatever you
and
can.
Then run again.
That's what we're saying. You can. It don't have to be in that order, but you have to mix it up because right now they're just throwing. So now the defense is saying, let's blitz them. And here's the thing: if they catch you, you got negative yardage. Now it's 2nd and 17. That's why if you always saw them, it was 3rd and 18. At one time, it was 4th and 25 because they end up getting another holding penalty on top of it. Those are the things, those are the problems that you have. But Ray, I got to run. I appreciate you. I want to get these callers out of here. I'm going to take one more call and lock the line. I got to get out of here. Coach got to put the eyeballs to sleep. They heavy right now.
Okay.
All right. You sound disappointed, Ray. Cut it out. You stop it right now, Ray.
We'll see next game because they're going to run it more, and then you're going to see.
No, they're not. They're not going to run it.
They ain't going to have a running game. They're going to have to because Shador is injured.
No,
I think he's hurt, but you said he's injured.
No, injury, right. Injury means like severe. He hurt is like, oh, I'm dinged up, got a bruise. Injured means like, I'm hurt, like, And when you start getting shots.
Well, he's injured.
Yeah, he's injured.
He's injured. Well, I guess so you can say injured. If he's having to get shots, he's injured.
Yeah.
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 And at some point, you're going to have to make a decision. You have to think about his health and his future. And so he's going to have to be benched. Or that's going to turn into something really serious, more serious than what it is. Yeah. If he continue to go out there and keep getting hit after hit after hit.
Got to take it up with his daddy and his mama. That's all I can say. That's it. That's who's making the decision. And I thought he was going to come out. And I saw Prime walk over there to him. And he came back in. Somebody said, injured, you can't play. You don't know the kind of medicine they got out there today. They got some. They
shot him up with that medicine when he went to the locker room. I don't know why they didn't do it at halftime.
Love Move says injured can't play. Nah, that means you. That means you out. Injured. They got these players. You heard Warren Sapp talk about that Toradol or whatever. Now that stuff numb everything.
Demerol and Toradol and what is it? Begins with a P. Percocet.
Yeah. Why you think they get
Joe
addicted?
Burrow's playing injured right now.
No, they get addicted to that stuff because they got to go through and play.
Very addictive.
Yeah. You feel great.
Especially the Percocet.
Molly Percocet. I hear you. All right, Ray, let me push on. Appreciate it. Thank you, man.
All right.
Bye now.
Bye.
You know, Coach gets soft with the lady. I'm paper tiger. I be letting them talk. But y'all dudes that come on here, y'all got 2 minutes. Cut it out. 2 minutes. Anyway, 4609, call or talk to us. Give us your name, where you calling from.
Hey, Coach, I'm calling from New Orleans. This is JJ.
JJ, talk
to me. Hey, man.
I
appreciate your show, Coach Hayes.
Thank you.
I'll be real quick. Mm-hmm. Look, I think it was a real exciting season, seeing Coach, come out and he, go in Colorado and make all this excitement. They get all them endorsements, but anybody following this program need to wake up and face reality and see that Coach Lewis put on a a clinic on how to hide this offense, how to hide this team, because they came out the first 3 games and it looked like this offense could do something. But that offense is the same as it was at the beginning of the season as it is now. And you look at the bottom line is it's a one-back offense. They're in 3-by-1, 2-by-2, and most of the time they're empty. So there's no threat to run the ball ever. And the quarterback play that's what it all comes down to. You can say that the offensive line sucks, and maybe they do, but you know what? What do you see them throwing? What do you see Shador throwing? Okay, so it's a matter of what his decision is. They're doing 3-step drops, or screens. That's the only thing he's throwing. They started the game out tonight throwing screens, snag, and shallow drag. So these are throws under 5 yards. You will not see Shador throw between the hashes, and the throws that he throws deep, it's going to be on the sideline, and he'll throw to the field, to the sideline, and that's it. It's just a throw up. He's just throwing it up there. He ain't throwing digs. He ain't throwing posts. And nothing inside the numbers deep. So this is a guy who has no confidence. They're calling those plays, but he has no confidence in his arm and his decision making, because it's just half the time they're calling 3-step drops. So the minute he's getting the ball in that shotgun, he should be throwing it. If he holds on to it and he looks around, and he's getting sacked, he's running around, whatever. However, the offense sucks. The defense sucks. Special team sucks. Yeah, players are bad, but you know what? The bigger problem is, and this is the face that we have to all face up to, is it's a development thing here. It's the coach, because when Prime is out there, it's the Prime show. If you go to any other school, they're selling the program. They're selling the legacy of coming in and getting some playing time at this program, be part of this lineage of, historical players, get your degree. With Prime, it's, hey, I'm going to get you a chip and dip commercial and you go to the NFL, and that's it. So you got a bunch of mercenaries playing that don't give a doggone, and they have no mental toughness. So nobody's working together. So you fix that, you fix the team. When Saban got to Alabama, he struggled. And they made the bowl game, and who did they play? They played Colorado. And after that season, it was all national championship contending. That's what it was. So you see, like, Prime, everything's running rampant. So he's like this permissive parent, and it's really just a Shador and Shiloh show. Those kids will never get benched. You could have seen what that offense looked like if Shador was benched tonight, because you see somebody else making decisions back there. But I don't know. I mean, I think that's the reality of the situation, Coach. That's how I see it.
Listen, I totally can agree with you on that. It's a lot to it. The head coach gets to do what he wants to do, and that's the thing, and we have to live with that. My thing is for the safety of the young man, and I hope to God that this, that Coach Prime and their staff and whatever sees that, like those guys.
Well, I saw they have was it Deion Jr. He's the 30-year-old kid. He documents everything of the program, and he films the meetings and stuff. I saw him a meeting after Stanford. It's a coaches meeting, and Deion is admonishing his staff, and he's speaking directly to Maurice Sims, which is the strength and conditioning coach that he brought on from Jackson State. And he's like, man, you all gotta be professional. You can't be out there clowning with the kids and going out drinking with them, and you can't be out chasing women with them. Come on, man. If that's going on with your staff, nobody has any discipline or anything. There's no professionalism going on in that program. You got to fix that before anything is going to get remedied.
He said that. He said, hold on, come on, you got to talk to me, because I don't watch a lot of the well-off media videos. So he said, what now?
They had a video of it, and I don't think Deion Jr. He was just he's just filming stuff. He didn't understand what he was doing. What I'm saying? He didn't think it'd be bad, but it was round table staff meeting, and Deion is admonishing the staff. He's like, man, y'all gotta give these kids respect. You ain't your friend. Blah 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 blah. And he's specifically talking about, and he's talking about the strength coach. You're the strength coach. You can't be out there smoking with the kids, and you going out chasing women with them. Blah, blah, blah. Damn, how would you think about that? How would you even think about that if you were a coach? Messing with these 20-year-old kids.
That's tough right there. I would have made sure that would have never saw the editing room, boy. But hey, Sometimes when you film stuff, you're gonna get a hot mic, dog, and you're gonna get caught. You know, sometimes you just say the wrong things, but wow, amazing. But anyway, man, I gotta push on, man. I appreciate you for calling.
Yeah.
Let me get the next callers in, and I'm about to lock this deal up, man. Thank you so much. Great call right there. Let me go ahead and lock the line.
Conference has been locked.
5882, caller, talk to us. Give us your name, where you're calling from. We got 628 people in the building. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. We're on the road to 38,000 subscribers. Don't be a stranger. Make it happen. Be one. Talk to us.
Coach Hayes, it's Bryce from Boulder.
Hey, Bryce. Oh, from earlier. Okay, talk to me.
Today was very disappointing, but I have a question for you, Coach
Mhm.
Hayes.
Yes.
Apparently, blue chip recruits are here in Boulder this week. So after this game, with no new scheme, and after seeing the struggles this program has been going through, what do you think the recruits are thinking?
Well, first of all, Bryce, you're not going to, you said Bryce, right? It's Bryce, right?
Bryce, yes.
Right. Yeah, you're not going to get a new scheme in a week. That's not going to happen. Now, you can take what you have within that scheme and work with it. I think these recruits are smart. They know what's going on. And of course, the coaches are telling them, you know, one of the most famous lines, especially in recruiting, when something is bad, you tell the recruit, that's why we need you. So when you look at the offensive line, the go-to line is, hey, Bryce, you know, say you play offensive tackle. Hey, Bryce, you see that game right there? That's why we really need you at Colorado. You could turn that thing around for us. So you're almost kind of, which in fact, you're negatively recruiting against yourself, right? You ain't saying like, you don't want to go to USC because their O-line is terrible. You basically saying my O-line is terrible, and this is why I need you. You know what I mean? I've seen coaches do that 1,000 times, right? Yeah, see, our O-line is bad. I mean, look at our quarterback. He's good. He can play, but he's getting brushed. This is why we need you here at Colorado. And that's everywhere. That's not that. Listen, that's not a Colorado thing. That's an everywhere thing. You know what I mean? And then, you know, but people like Alabama who have a stable, they don't have to do that. They're trying to say, listen, you want to come to Colorado, right? Because I've been in there when Nick Saban made pitches to players. He told them straight up. I never forget, he made a pitch towards one of our players. It was between Auburn and Alabama. And he said, listen, you come to Alabama, I'm going to have you prepared for the next level. You said that's what you want to do. You want to take care of your family, right? Now, if you want to go to the school down the road, that's what they call Auburn. They don't call a name. You want to go to school down the road and go to the parties, and he said a foul language about Miss Susie Q, then you need to go to that school. But if you want to come here and get taught, developed of how to go to the next level, then you come to Alabama. But if you want to go drink beer and party and blank, blank, blank with Miss Susie Q, then you go do that down the road. That was his pitch. That was his pitch. But for teams that's not that good, hey, man, you see, like that, I think they had a big O-line recruit there this weekend. I guarantee that was his pitch. I guarantee it. Guarantee it. Yeah, there you go, Will. And you could play right away. Think about it. You don't have to wait in line. You come in right now. You could be starting next year. I already told them they leaving. They got to be replaced. So that's how that goes, man.
I love that perspective. Thanks, Coach.
Yeah, anytime, brother. Thank you, man. I know y'all see me over like, hey, Cole, what you doing? I'm just tell you before I get to the other phone calls. I'm gonna tell you what I'm doing. I'm looking at the runs per game. All right, and this is interesting. I'm looking at the runs per game. I'm gonna tell you how interesting this is because Ray was bringing up some great points. I want to say this before I get to the next line. Oh, shoot. I'm sorry. I missed one. And the reason I'm looking at the runs, I'm trying to look at how many times they actually ran the ball, how they played this game. And I thought this was super interesting. Let's see. When they played TCU, and these are all minus Shador's runs, So his sacks and even the game he had positive yard. I did not include Shador in these numbers. I just want y'all to hear something, how interesting this is. Started off with TCU. Colorado had 28 carries. That's combined with all of the runs together. Nebraska, 21 carries. Colorado State, 16 carries. Oregon, 14 carries. USC, 31 carries. Arizona State, 19 carries. Stanford, 22 carries. UCLA, 11 carries. Oregon, 11 carries. The only time I think they really stuck to the game, to the run game, TCU, right? But you got to remember, there was a multiple, and what Coach Prime say, a multitude of rushers. But look at the decline of it. Look how it's declining. Look at the decline. 28 carries, 21 carries, 16, 14, 31, 19, 22, 11, 11. Now, you could put them in context of, the 22 carries against Stanford because they were up 29-0, and maybe they ran it a couple more times. USC, they ran the ball a couple of times. But then go look at the Oregon game, 14 carries. Now, again, these are not including Shador's runs. He's not including any of those numbers because that would go towards the sacks. Or maybe even when he I don't think he has too many design runs. He got a couple, but it's not worth. I'm not going through all that. But I was going to say that to say this to Ray is that I don't think that they have committed enough. And I know Coach Prime say, how you going to commit to something that ain't da-da-da, and your wife got to cook the meal, that whole analogy he gave. But you ain't even take the run game on a date. You just talk to it on the phone. Hey, baby, how you doing? Uh-huh. Yep. Nah, no good. And you out. You haven't even taken on a date to see if it's even worth trying. So I understand you can't commit to something, but guess what? I ain't asking you to get married to it. Take her on a date. Try out a little bit. Put on the road. Let's see what you got. But anyway, that's what that is. I just want to bring that up because I thought that was interesting. 3501. Oh, yeah, 3501 coming to you. Call or talk to us. Give us your name, where you calling from.
Yes, my name is Otis. I'm calling from Minneapolis.
Talk to us. Otis from Minneapolis.
Yeah,
What's up, brother?
Yeah. First of all, like this is a great what's like going on the field. All answers that question. It should answer that question. Is it the X's and the O's or the Jimmy and the Joes? Right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's for sure the Jimmys and the Joes. You got to have the players.
Mm-hmm.
I also think that what you're saying is true as far as running the football, but this team, the way that offense is set up, is to feature Shador, to throw the football, to go up and down the field, to go fast. It's really not set up like these teams that run the football, maybe like a Alabama or LSU, or even like a Michigan State or like an Iowa, where these teams kind of grind it out. They play defense. That's just not the mentality of that team. And it wasn't the mentality of the team that Prime had at Jackson State.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like I do agree with you. I mean, but that's a totally different mentality. It's not flashy. It's like, look, we got to come here. We got to run the football. We can't go up and down the field. And it's not about Shador winning the Heisman. It would truly be about just winning games and eking them out or trying to win the games. Because I don't even think that they'll be able to do that. So yeah, he just doesn't have the horses, man. He just doesn't have the horses.
No,
so
I agree.
It's going to be long suffering and rebuilding, and I think that he's going to do a great job recruiting. And but this is a 3 years before they're able to to be at the top of any major conference. So that's my opinion.
No, I can agree with that, man. And but it goes to show you one thing about this game. Remember the greatest show on turf? Remember the St. Louis Rams? Remember that?
Yes, yeah, with Marshawn Lynch.
Marshawn Lynch and all them, and they
not
Marshawn Lynch, Marshall
Not
Faulk.
Marshawn Lynch. The running back, Marshall Faulk. Yeah,
Marshall
yeah,
Faulk.
my bad.
And they ran the ball right with Marshall Faulk, but it was called the greatest show on turf because of the way they threw the ball around, and it was exciting. And when it came down to it, they couldn't run that ball right in there.
Right.
And even with the Marshawn Lynch situation, right? When at Seattle, you got definitely a Hall of Fame running back. Definitely.
Yes,
and you decide to throw the slant.
Examples, right?
Bro, you try to throw the slant. Like, come on, cuz. And you got 2 downs to do it. Not 1, but 2. And it's not like you were on the 10, bro. You were on the inch, like, what, the 1 or 2 yard line. And
right.
And sometimes these coaches get caught up in their playbook, bro, and that's unfortunate. But, man, appreciate you calling in all the way from Minnesota. I've been there a couple of times, man. Pretty cool. But I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much.
Yeah, man.
Anytime. Anytime. Google man in the building. What's up with you, Google man? Talk to me, man.
Hey, man. I was gonna call in. I was gonna call in on the pregame show. I thought Oregon State was gonna do worse than what they did. Now I fell asleep on the game because I was up all morning. I ate some wings and I fell asleep by halftime. But anyway, yeah, man. They everything we were telling them, man. It's gonna take some time for them to get recruits coming there to ball out. First of all, and nothing. Oh, girl, she was wrong. Talking about the run. You gotta run the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Run the ball. And the other dude, he was wrong because he was talking about. I know what he was trying to tell you. Deion Sanders was talking about when he was talking about the strength coach. Deion Sanders was talking about we can't have that, but didn't nobody do that.
Oh,
you get what I'm saying?
Okay, yeah, I haven't seen it because I don't. It's not a knock. I got a lot going. I just don't look at a lot of media stuff. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I think so. So I think that had to be like before the season, and Deion Sanders like trying to make a point, and we damn so can't have no coaches like trying to be cool with the players.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But anyways, but yeah, man. But back to Colorado, man. On one of your last shows, I meant to tell you that Stanford game gonna really hurt because they had that game.
Yeah.
And there'd be 5 wins, and they win one more game. But I told you, I'm looking at the schedule, and before the season started, I thought Arizona was gonna be little
trash,
not that good. But
trash.
Arizona balling. I don't get them on wins.
Washington State, we thought was going. Can I tell you this, Google man? Actually,
what up?
I said 6-6, and right now we're right on schedule. Only thing they did was swap out TCU for Stanford. Other than that, exactly how I said it.
Yep.
I said they would lose to TCU, but they beat them. I said they would lose. They would beat Colorado State. They would beat Nebraska. They would lose to Oregon. They would lose to USC. They would beat Stanford, and that's where the switch comes. Right?
Yeah.
And then they would lose to Oregon State. They'll beat Arizona, which we don't know yet, hasn't come yet. Beat Arizona, beat Washington State, and lose to Utah. But Washington State and Arizona have gotten better. And that's what Colorado hasn't done.
They done got better.
Bro, can I tell you this?
Yeah,
everybody on their schedule, except maybe TCU, has gotten better. If they play Nebraska today, they lose that game.
Yep.
I'm telling you. And maybe Colorado State. They still beat Colorado State. But if they play Nebraska today, they gotten better. Arizona State, I think because Scatterboo was hurt, the big time running back they had. Remember, they only won that game with a late field goal with Mata. They've gotten better. Colorado hasn't gotten better. They've actually stayed the same. It looks like they've gotten worse. The problem is it looks like it, but their competition has gotten better.
And the only reason, and I feel like because I feel like Colorado got enamored with the passing game because when they first started balling, when they first started playing, they was putting up a lot of points. But you got to change because you got to run the ball. So if they don't run the ball, like bro, you got to run the ball. So any dude that really know football, like you gotta run the ball, even if you're getting 2 yards. Like, so I don't get it, man. Anyway, oh yeah. And another thing, remember our dude, the dude named his name was Football in Life. Remember what I told you?
Life in Football, yeah, Colin. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so he had a show. He kept on talking all these dogs. Man, I'm trying to tell him, hey man, what are dogs? I try to tell him, hey man, the kids he brought in there, they didn't start on their own team. So what are dogs at? And so, and I never get it. After the first game, Deion Sanders called a dude in the press conference, and he gave him some love. And I said to myself, bro, God dang, because it seemed like you're right. But TCU turned out to be a terrible team this season too. So anyway, yeah, man. I try. Hey, man, everybody try. And what the football heads that really know football tried to warn them people. But Chico, where you at, Chico?
All right, dog. I feel you, cuz. I feel you. Let me get out of here, Google, man. You can make sure you call in on Tuesday when me and Chico do the show, man. That'll be fun. I'll let y'all have it. I'll let y'all go at it.
Yeah.
All right,
but,
man. But shout out to Life, man. Shout out to Life in Football, Colin. Do a great job. Like I say, I mean, everybody has a different niche in this deal, right? And like I say, he does a good job. He's consistent. He put out the shows. He goes to the game. And big shout out to him, man. I mean, like I tell him, all these people, all these content creators, everybody's good within their own right. I have no beef. Hopefully they don't have no beef with me. And if they do, so be it. It is what it is. It's YouTube, dog. Like, you know what I'm saying? We ain't banging on wax around here. It's YouTube. And so with that being said, one thing about it, everybody's entitled to opinion. And so that's what it is, man. And like I said, I just try to bring things from my perspective when it came to football and kind of what it looks like behind the curtain from a coach's perspective that a lot of people don't see. I know that wasn't going to go over well with a lot of people, but however, that's just what it is. Let's push on, man. We got three more people in the building, and we are going to get up out this joint. 85-87. Appreciate it. Call or talk to us. Give us your name. Where you calling from?
What's up, boss? How you doing? This is Sean out of Virginia.
Sean out of Virginia. Talk. What part of Virginia you in, man?
757, baby.
There it is, baby. You in the Tidewater area? Talk to me.
Yes, sir. I'm a big Brown supporter. It's very hard for me to be negative and very critical of him, but it has to be said. Horrible clock management at the end of the second quarter that gave up 7 points and seems to be the deciding factor of the game. For the life of me, is Demoy Kennedy not better than Trevor Woods?
I don't know, brother.
Trevor Woods should be in an obvious pass situation. We have to defend the tight end. If I see him in the game one more time, not to play a run, he's not that. He's a safety, and he wasn't that good. It wasn't that good of a safety. Why is Juju in on one package? Juju's better than Bentley. I'm sorry. Why the best players not playing? Unless they're cussing out coaches or doing something crazy off the field, they should be playing. I don't understand it. I really don't.
Listen. I agree with you. But again, there's a lot of reasons and a lot of things of what we don't know. There's a lot of things we don't know of why things are happening or why they're not happening, I guess is the right way to say it. When I look at this, I look at other players, and somebody correct me if I'm wrong. I don't see a lot of Bishop Thomas. Where is he?
I think he's hurt.
Okay.
I think he's hurt.
Okay.
They say he has his hand was heavily wrapped, so he may be hurt.
Okay, maybe. I just noticed I just didn't see a lot of him. And so I say this, like I've always brought up Kavasier Smoke. And the only reason I bring him up, there's only one reason I bring his name up. I don't bring up Demoy Kennedy. You know why? Because maybe he is or isn't. I don't know what he's done on or off the field. But the reason I bring up Kavasier Smoke is because Coach Prime clearly said that he was a dog and he needed to be on the field. And he hasn't been on the field since that press conference. I would occasionally bring up certain players, but I am really hammering Kavasier Smoke because you called him a dog. Now, unless he's done something since that press conference, he like, what? Coach Prime called me a dog. I'm finna go out here in the streets and act a fool. then that's something different. But we
Quick
haven't seen
question
him
for
since. Yeah, talk to me.
Did you know the difference between Pat and Sean play calling this tonight?
No, I said that. It looked identical. It was no change.
Look identical, right?
Yeah.
Like, and here's the most flabbergasting piece. Second half, Savion rushes for 8 yards. 2nd and 2, quick send to Weaver. First move the chains, first down, pass, not the punt. I don't understand it. Why can't we just be a form of attack and run the football? Line up on the center and run the damn football. How hard is it? I don't understand it.
For a guy that says you don't like to be critical of Coach Prime, you sure are critical, man. I'm just teasing.
But he got that in at this point. Leeway 9 games. To be honest with you, I thought I was going to see a ground and pound physical, 12 personnel with Pat. And when I saw the same thing tonight, I lost faith. I really did.
Don't lose faith, man. Keep believing. I'm not gonna let you turn now. Coach Hayes ain't gonna lie to.
I'm not gonna turn. No. I still think this is a good season. 4 wins is better than 1. It's better than 3.5. If you get 5, it's even more of a miracle. Sure. And keep stacking.
Keep stacking, man. I appreciate it, man. I'm just messing with you, brother. But I appreciate it, man. Thanks for calling in, man.
Appreciate it, boss.
Alrighty now. Good call right there. I just had to tease him a little bit. All right, we got 2 more. Mike Lowry, I'm going to leave you for last. 5456. I definitely know this number. I had an address, 5456. 5456, call to talk to me. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Yeah, this is Rob from Texas.
Rob, okay. All right, Rob. What's up, Rob? Talk to me, man. Got 2 minutes.
Okay. I want to make 2 comments, and then I'm going to ask a question.
All right.
And it's not going to be about the game because I'm already upset about the game.
Okay.
I'm going to talk about recruiting.
Okay.
Now, when it comes to recruiting, I've noticed a trend. Now, the first thing that Coach Prime Sanders said when he first joined the CU is that he brought an elite coaching staff. I mean, that's what he said.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way he was painting it to us, to the fans, and also to the players going to CU. Now, the problem that I see is that he has a lot of buddies that came from Jackson State to join him at CU. Now, if you're a recruiter, and you heard the name of Gary Harrell from Jackson State,
Fleet,
Coach Brett Bartloney, Tim Brewster, Andre Hart, Kevin Mathis. I mean, they haven't sent anybody to the NFL. So they're basically unknown. One of the things that I've noticed is that there's only 2 recruiters that are going to be outstanding when it comes to CU. The first was going to be Nick Williams. He's an outstanding recruiter because he's originally from Georgia, and a lot of these recruits that they're getting are from Georgia because he's our all-star MVP when it comes to recruiting.
Okay.
The second one's going to be the guy that you were talking about badly, which I disagree, Charles Kelly. Charles Kelly, his defense is looking a lot better now, given enough time. But he was like the number 1 recruiter in Alabama. So if Coach Prime is not going to go to the houses of these recruits, and only Charles Kelly and only Nick Williams is going to recruit, what do you think about that? Because other than them 2, we have nobody else. I mean, only the O-line coach got 1 person, and the OC got 1 person, but they're not going to be here next year, so that they don't even count.
Okay.
Besides that, I mean.
So here's what
I'll help us on in recruiting.
Here's what I'll tell you. As much football is out there in the world, everybody doesn't have somebody in the NFL. That's not really what it's all about. It's about building that relationship. I have to be honest with you. Yeah, that's a piece of it. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, going in there with your big ring on your finger and, yeah, look, I won a national championship, whoop-de-whoop-de-woo. And, I coached, this guy went to the NFL and that guy went to the NFL and I coached this guy in the NFL. All that's great. However, it's about building those relationships. And that's one thing people have to realize when it comes to recruiting. Yes, I think as fans, we get caught up with titles and accolades. As players, they get caught up in relationships, right? And they also get caught up with logos. It's always interesting when I hear people, and I'm not saying you because I hear this all the time. It's always interesting to hear when people say, this coach was coach of the year when he was at Alabama. But he was never coach of the year anywhere else. It ain't hard to be coach of the year at Alabama. When you walk in with that script A on your shirt, let me ask you this. You know who Pete Golden is?
But he did pretty good at FSU too, at Florida State.
No, I know, but he wasn't coach of the year like you said. But I'm saying, see how easy to say, oh, he did great here. He was coach of the year there. But let me ask you, do you know who Pete Golden is?
Yes, right now he's with Ole Miss. They just won today.
Okay. So Pete Golden was the defensive coordinator at Alabama. Prior to him going to Alabama, how many people did he put in the NFL? He was the defensive coordinator at University of Texas, San Antonio.
But he must have got in trouble because he ended up in Alabama.
What you mean he got in trouble?
Yeah, I mean, everybody. I mean, they call it a rehab center over in Alabama. If you get in trouble as a coach, you end up in Alabama.
Yeah, big time, big time coaches, Rob.
You and then you get a coaching job.
Rob, big time coaches.
Everybody knows that.
But Rob,
everybody knows that.
Yeah, but Rob, we're talking about every coach that got in trouble were coaches within their own right, not the coach from the G5, not from University of Texas, San Antonio. But what I'm trying to tell you is, when he left Texas, San Antonio, I don't know this for certain. I'm just talking. He didn't have any NFL guys under his belt, but because he had that script A on his shirt from Alabama, it means something. So I'm saying all that to say this. I'm going on to say that, yes, that does help in recruiting, but it's not everything. It's not the end all be all. Coach Flea, I know Coach Flea, well, Gary Harrell, a.k.a. Coach Flea. I know him well. He's been a head coach over there at Howard. He's been in the coaching game for a long time. And you have to understand this, too, about coaching. Coaching is about those relationships, too. Why do you think he brought people with him from Jackson? He brought them from Jackson because that's who he trusts. Not everybody, but a lot of them, because that's who he trusts. And in this game, it's real dirty, boy. This is a dirty game. This ain't no different than being a dope dealer, man. Everybody trying to stab you in the back to get to the top of the hill. That's what it is in coaching. And that's what a lot of fans don't seem to understand, right? It ain't like IBM and Microsoft or whatever. You just get a job. This is about relationships. You spending almost between 15 to 18 hours a day with these people every day. Every day. And so that's huge right there. I just want people to understand that. Like, that's huge. And you see coaches do it all the time, right? Here's a perfect example. Nick Saban took his staff when he went to the Dolphins. He took Jimbo Fisher with him, right? He took Will Muschamp with him. He took James Coley with him. He took Bobby Williams with him. He didn't go hire all NFL dudes, did he? No, he brought college dudes with him. That's who he trusts. And that's it. And that's how I look at it. I hopefully I answered your question, Rob. Did I answer your question?
Oh, yeah. I mean, you have to build relationships. You're absolutely correct. But we'll just see. I hope that they're doing what you're saying they're doing. But when I look at the recruits, all I'm seeing is that they're all for Nick Williams. I've yet to see any of the GSU guys have anybody assigned to them.
Yeah, it's early, man. And a lot of people want to see what Colorado's going to do. That's the thing. A lot of these kids are trying to see, like, what is really going to happen over there. And a lot of these
talent, big, well, we need talent bad, bro.
Bad. And right now, let me ask you this. Let me ask you this, Rob. I'm going to ask you a very legit question. You're a high school senior. You're coming out right now. You're highly touted. You've been offered by quite a few schools. What do you want to play? Just name a position. I don't care. What do you play? Whatever you want to be. You can be.
Depends on the position.
I'm asking you.
If
You could be. Listen.
Back, I'm going to see you.
Okay, no problem. You're a defensive back. You're going to Colorado. Cool.
Absolutely.
Alabama. Hold on now. Alabama is recruiting you just as hard. You still going to CU?
Yes.
Why?
Because of the cameras. Right now, if you look at, as a matter of fact, it was Alabama and Texas.
I'm
And
talking about
CU,
you. No. Hold on.
Hold on. CU beat them in TV ratings.
Okay,
CU,
that's fine.
And
That's
they were
fine.
playing Colorado State.
That's fine. Let me ask you a
They
question.
were playing Colorado State.
I know, but that's fine. But I'm asking you, Rob. You playing defensive back. Nick Saban comes to your house. Coach Prime comes to your house. Which school are you picking, Rob?
Coach Prime.
Why?
I'm not going to go for the school. I'm going to go for Coach Prime because he's going to get me to the NFL.
Okay.
I mean, I'm pretty sure Nick can as well, but Nick's on his way out. But we don't know how many years
No, but
he's
hear me
going to be
out.
around.
You're right.
When he
But
started
Rob,
when he started losing, his own fans started clamoring, "Oh, he should retire."
they said that when he lost to Texas, A&M, they say
Yeah,
he should.
absolutely.
But they're all going to say that. But here's my question: based on your logic, heard what you just said. How many people has Coach Prime or the defensive back coach put in the NFL from Colorado?
Well, Charles Kelly has put quite a bit.
I'm asking you, how many has Coach Prime? Who coaches the corner? How many has Coach Prime put in the back?
No, well, Coach Prime doesn't coach corners. He's the head coach.
Okay.
It's Kevin Mathis who coaches the corners. Kevin Mathis came from the NFL.
Okay. How many? I don't care where he came from. How many has he put in the NFL? That's what you said. How many has he put in the NFL?
No, but Alabama. But then again, in order to go to Alabama, you have to be on a big old line. So let's say, for example, I'm a 5-star cornerback.
No, Rob, stop. Hold on. You're a cornerback. You just told me that Colorado won't get any
cornerback.
Corner, CB, right? Cornerback.
Yeah, CB.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
You just said that Colorado, these guys won't get recruits because they haven't put anybody in the NFL. But you're willing to go to Colorado for the cameras.
Absolutely.
Hold on, but you're willing to go to Colorado for the cameras and not who they put in the NFL. That's what you said. And that's exactly hold on, but these are the things.
No. And let me tell you some more reasons why. The more reasons why is because I'm going to be next to Travis Hunter. So Travis Hunter will be on one side, I'll be on the other side, and then the kid from FSU is going to be on the other side as well. So we're going to be 5-star corners. I mean, it's going to be a no-fly zone.
Okay.
The cameras are going to be there. Coach Prime's going to be there.
You're right.
I mean, come on. I mean,
Rob,
everybody's going to know my name.
You're right. Everybody going to know your name. It's about your play. Huh?
That's true.
How about all four?
But
hold on. How about you right?
So he can coach me.
You're right. But how about all four? How about all four of the defensive backs for Alabama went to the league? Minka Fitzpatrick, all these cats going to the league. But you're right, Rob.
But they're on their way down.
Okay, you're right, bro.
As a matter of fact,
right.
They've already lost one game. Now they haven't met
they lost
Ole
one.
Miss yet. I think they're gonna play Ole Miss next.
Rob,
if Alabama loses to Ole Miss, then they're not even gonna go to the playoffs because they'll have two losses on their record.
Okay, bro. That's all I can say is okay.
And once they lose, I'll tell you about it.
Appreciate it, man. I'm sure you will, Rob. Thank you, brother.
All right, you have a great night, man.
You too, man. All right, we on with Mike Lowry. Rob put me in my place, Rob. Rob put me in my place. Mike, you last but not least, man. We got 513 people in the building. Appreciate it. Go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. We're on the road to 38,000 subscribers, so be one of them. Also, hit the join button, man. We be watching games in the champagne room, having a good time. You know what I mean? Tossing back cane juice, Colorado concoction, all the other good stuff. But anyway, Mike Lowry, talk to me, man. And
hey, you need to hire Rob. He's one of your analysts, man. That boy know what he be talking about.
Yeah, I like Rob. Go ahead, man.
I do too, man. Hey, you got a little group of good panels, man. Like as the show get big and you get your own little stage, like On 3. You know how they be having their own little Joe Plaque show. You get your own little Plaque show. We get all our stuff looking good.
Trying to
We
tell
got
you.
some good people that can tune in and help us out. I'm telling you. Man.
Hey, we working on it. We're gonna try to get a studio. We're gonna get it where I can get 3 different cameras. And yeah, I'll try to get my own thing. I tried to email 247 and on 3 about putting my WREs. You know how I get the WRE where I break the players down? And I try to send it out.
Know.
Yeah, I try to put it so they could put it on the kid, like so they could put the breakdown on the kid channel. That's what I really was trying to do.
Yeah.
Man, they wouldn't even reply to me. They wouldn't reply to
Well,
me. So I got to go get my own.
It's some subscribers. You get them to subscribe. You hit that 100K. That's when everything gonna start tipping your way.
Y'all hit the button.
Put that on the shirt.
I don't want to be that funny, but the other dude in hell, honey, he got a show. I'm just teasing, man. It's all good. Nah, we gonna ride out, man. Let's go.
Let me get some information today.
Talk to me.
If the man hurt, sit him down, man. Golly, it's just so embarrassing to see him run around for dear life.
Yeah, it was tough.
And you know what? You called it. You told him. You said, "What did the man break a shoelace?"
I said it. But,
You told him what, and you know what? In Prime from my city, he being so stubborn, and he went over there and told Shadur, "I'm finna pull you out." Shadur told him, "No, you ain't pulling me out. I'm finna play. Like, you stat padding. I've been knowing they've been stat padding and point saving. Man, like, seriously, we keep telling you the same thing. Run the ball. Run the ball, run the ball, run the ball. You showed that they done ran the ball 31 times against USC. How many points they scored? The offense, you always talk about coach when you talk, you break down the coaching philosophy of all the different coaches that's coaching at the Power 5 level or the G5 level or the FBS or the FBE, whatever, the NIA or whatever you call it. And you tell them all the time, this is what happened. This is why your offense works. Okay, they scored 40-some points against UFC, but they actually scored 30. You don't want to count the garbage points because the last 10 minutes of the fourth quarter, they didn't even know what to do with the ball against USC. So the offense been sputtering since day one. You know, like you told them earlier, they ain't have no film on them. And then I'm going to tell you something else that kind of messed them up. Like the bravado of the team. You see what I'm saying? You know, I already went out. I lived in the West Coast. I played out there. I lived out there. You know, some boys jumped out on me at the bus stop because I had on the wrong colors. Like California, real deal. You know, a lot of people say, "Why you hating on them about their jury?" Well, Flash, get your brashed.
Flash, get you brashed.
You know better, man.
Hey, Flash, get your brass.
Yeah, they listen, man. Uncle folk mine, they ran flies back in the damn trailer, man. He was out there with all the jury. He told the man to hide the jury in there, man. Jamie Foxx told the story, man. Like a lot of that stuff, that bravado, that I'm bigger than everybody syndrome, that shit come down crashing, man.
It was a
like,
Flash,
you know,
get
like,
you.
Prime,
Flash, get you brass.
Nothing to cut y'all, but Prime worked because he had obstacles in front of him. So that made him the best player.
Yeah.
When you giving something, when you giving a spoon and a silver, and then everybody handing over to you, you don't have that grit. You don't have that tenacity. And then you start seeing, like, I'm gonna tell you some type of stuff people don't know. Okay, you gave the whole team beats, but like you keep saying, that NIL, that collective need to be protecting your ass, keeping you upright. If you the man they say you is, you got the arm that they say you is, you the most precision passer in this century, and you Brady mode, what's been going on? And how come you run a 4.8, 4.9, 40, and your dad was one of the fastest men in the world?
Because he get it from his mama. His mama don't run a 4.3. He don't. She don't. Mike, oh, did you laugh yourself off the line? Oh, Lord, I think he gone. Anyway, let me do this real quick. I got to give love to Butterfly in the building. Butterfly in the building sent me $1. Early in the pregame, some people was asking, CU versus TCU fourth quarter, the $7 look at it. TCU at the TCU field goal. We'll talk about it on another show. She was talking about Coach Prime was poking Charles Kelly in the chest. So I got to go look it up and see what's going on. But shout out to Butterfly in the building. You back, Mike? You back?
Nah, I would laugh at you. I laugh myself off the phone, man, because this stuff is so comical, man. If you living in your third eye, you can see things before it's coming, man. Oh, I was trying to tell you, I was out at the field today. We had our regional games. I lost last week, but we had our regional games, and we was playing Tampa. And my homeboy's son played for Colorado, as well as Herschel Trotman was at the field today. He one of the legends at Colorado University, and we was having a conversation about what's going on with the team. And my homeboy told me they put his son out this week with a concussion. They was hitting live all week. What? You heard it from me, Coach. I got so much information I could be dropping on the chat with you right now. What's going on, man? But I just dropped that just to let you know there's some serious shit going on right now, man.
That's wild. Real quick, Prime Sports Media, man. I wish you would call in one day, man. It'd be great to talk to you, man. I'm not sure. I don't have nobody else on the line. You can jump on if you want to. Just give me a thumbs up if you want to holler real quick. Maybe we could talk a little bit about your show and how you came about before I get up out of here. But just let me know in the chat, Prime Sports, and we'll go from there. I know it's a little late, but it's a lot of West Coasters up in this deal. But anyway, Mike, yeah, man. No, you're 100% right. But it's interesting, bro. But like I said, I'm about to get up off this deal, man. Coach been working hard all day. I've been on since 2 o'clock p.m., man. I did the Colorado pregame at 2 p.m. Eastern. I did the 6 Miami pregame. We're going to make it happen.
Before you go,
yeah.
As soon as your video hit, and you were done with the live, you had almost 4,000 people that had done looked at you, Coach.
Yeah, man. Yeah, we own
it. So yeah, you sleepy. Yeah, you tired. Yeah.
But I'm a grinder, baby.
People want to hear from the people. You hear me?
Sure enough. And that's why I do it.
And you as the people's champ.
I love it, man. Nah, yeah, we have fun with it, man. I love talking football. I could talk for hours and hours. Just hearing other people's perspective, people asking questions. I get to ask them questions. I love it. And I could do it for any amount of time, man. But yeah, let me get out of here. I'm gonna take this. I want to try to get this call. Go ahead, Prime Sports. Call
The
on
conference has been unlocked.
I give you about a minute so other people don't call in. If you don't mind, call on in. Oh, Mike, you hung up. I was trying to say goodbye, Mike. You hung up on me, man. I didn't want to do you like that. Mike, you my man, dog. I wasn't trying to hang up on you. I wanted to finish our conversation. I was just trying to get him to call in. So, Mike, you hung up on me. But anyway, Prime Sports, if you call on in, please do so now. And we'll chop it up. I want to talk to you just for a little bit, man. I think you got a very interesting. Oh, the number. I'm sorry. Number on the screen, 862-799-9956. 862-799-9956. L&V said, I'm the people's hater. Off in the people's hater. Man, I'm mad that Mike hung up. I wanted to say goodbye to him, man. Especially when he brought up when I hung up on him that day. Had me feeling bad, man. Then he said something nice to me. Then he hung up on me. Then he got mad at me. But me and Mike talk all the time. We bad boys for life. We bad boys for life. I think I got a call here. Let's see here. Hopefully this is it. 9891. 9891. Talk to me.
What's up, brother? This is Prime Sports.
The conference has been locked.
Hey,
you got a great show, man. I've been listening to everything that everybody's been saying.
Yeah, man. We're kind of breaking up a little bit. Yeah, I just want to toss out. I sit back here and I put on other people's shows and listen. And man, I think you got excellent content. I think you go real in depth with it, man. You do a lot of research and all of that good stuff, man. And I just want to say, hey, man, shout out to you, bro. The graphics and all of that. I mean, like I can tell it's planned out. You can tell because you know when to put on the graphic, and it ain't easy to do, man. A lot of people don't understand the kind of work it takes if you really want to put on a production. Anybody can go live.
Very true.
You can go live, but if you want to put on a production and really work at it and work at I don't know what your background is, but if it ain't graphics, boy, you done a hell of a fine job, dog, of figuring that junk out. Because I got like 70.
I try my best, man.
Yeah, I got like 75 degrees from YouTube, man. Everything I've done, I learned on my own through YouTube, man.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So definitely, man.
Right, bro. Yeah, I really appreciate that. You got a great audience, and I've been hearing some of the opinions of folks tonight.
Mm-hmm.
You made a point tonight that I think a lot of us, especially folks that are fans of Prime and what's in Colorado, that the buck does stop with the head coach. And at some point in time, you have to evaluate what is going on. I wish I was a fly in the coaches' meetings to hear what's really being said, what's really being done.
Mm-hmm.
I do have a big problem with the fact that they're not generating enough run. You made a good statistic tonight about the runner for Martinez for Oregon State, that he's had more carries in one game than the backs for CU.
For the past
last
games.
week when they played against UCLA, Alton only had 2 carries for 14 yards. I believe Dylan Edwards, he got maybe 4 carries for 12 yards, not generating enough running opportunities for their backs. And I also am afraid that they may know how to utilize the backs properly. They got Dylan Edwards running like he's a power back up the middle when that's not his skill set. He needs to be out in the flats, running to the corners, being in screens and getting out there where he can utilize his speed. And it's just a lot of things that puzzle me at times, and they're one-dimensional. Coach Prime has said that himself, and that's why Shedeur is taking the hits that he's taking. What are your thoughts?
No, you literally just said everything that I've been talking about since July, pretty much. Like I'm just being honest. Like, you're 100% right. Yeah, you want to max protect, but the 2 people that we choose to add to the max protect equation is the 5-0 lineman plus the 2 others, meaning it could be 2 tight ends, it could be 2 running backs, a tight end, a running back, however you want to mix and match that puzzle. But we picked the 2 lightest guys. And one person put on the last show, they said, "Oh, well, coach, he bench presses more than everybody." Well, bench pressing ain't physics, right? In the sense of he's 165 pounds. This dude that's running at him is 235 pounds. And if you add speed plus times mass equals force, right? That's old school.
Yeah.
So, it is what it is, right?
For every action, you got a reaction. You got a more powerful reaction to. Look, I know you. I watched the show that you did with Big Dog, and you guys had the question. I've talked about it on my show too. The question about whether the issue with the offensive line in particular is either that they don't have the physical ability, or whether it's just they don't understand the scheme. They need to get more in the video room or whatever we call it these days. But even with them making the change to Pat Sherman, I thought it was a good change, because I haven't been very happy with Sean Lewis's play calling, but we're seeing tonight that they still had the same problems. So it makes me wonder if it doesn't matter who you got calling the plays, the offensive line, what they're doing with the scheme is just not working. They even said tonight on the game tonight, why is it that they've got guys playing in space on the offensive line when Shedeur is taking hits and they're not blocking? They're not using the right blocking schemes. What are your thoughts about that, Coach Hayes?
No, you're 100% right. Listen, one thing about this game of football, when we draw up plays and stuff as coaches, I tell people that's 2D, right? 2-dimensional. Okay. X and O's.
Right.
My pencil, the graphite in my pencil ain't no stronger for the line on offense or the defense. You understand what I'm saying? It's just a theory. The reality is when you get human beings involved and they have to execute these lines, loops, and angles, on these plays. So
right.
I could literally go take Alabama's playbook from the national championship. Matter of fact, let's go take LSU, since everybody said they arguably the best college football team of all time. Let's go take their exact same playbook. Let's think about it. The same exact plays that Joe Burrow ran, that Chase, Jamar Chase caught balls on, all of that, and put it right here. The question is not the plays, it's the when and where, as you call them, and who's executing them. That is the real essence of football, not the actual plays within themselves. It's who's executing them. And it all comes down to football players. And why do you think Nick Saban and everybody else is going to get the best players? Because if you add the best players with the top coaching, guess what you get?
You get a winning formula, and kids gravitate towards those kind of programs because they see that there's a big pipeline from programs like Alabama to the NFL, and they see it consistently year in and year out. You're absolutely right about that.
I'll ask you, but let me ask you this.
Yes, sir.
Who do you like? I look at coaches, and I go look at coaches like, let's say Les Miles, for example. Les Miles was very good at LSU, right?
For the time that he was there, yes.
Yeah,
that's true.
Les Miles was very good at LSU, right? Now, where's Les Miles now? Anybody know? He was at Kansas, right? Is he at Kansas still?
I think at one point in time he might have been at Kansas, and after that, I'm not sure where the man is.
He's nowhere. He's nowhere. So here's the funny thing. Les Miles was at LSU from the time Nick Saban left, from 05 to 2016, 11 years. I'm looking at it here.
Right.
He went to Kansas and couldn't do what? Not a darn thing, because Kansas didn't have athlete. So you think Les Miles was like, I forgot how to coach? No. Les Miles don't have to play.
I think it comes down to the talent that he has on the field to execute the schemes. You're absolutely right about that. But then let me ask you this up. Let me bring this up, because I talked about it the other night. I'm sure that you heard the very explosive video or audio of Coach Dennis Thurman, who I guess he's the quality control manager on the defense of this Colorado team, when he spoke candidly about the work ethics and the lack of studying and paying attention to detail that he has noticed from afar on the CU team, where you've had players are sort of complaining about their coaches. Now, I was shocked that they were willing to put that on tape out there like
Me
that.
too. I saw
but
that.
Nevertheless, he made those statements, and that I wonder how much of what he said is playing into this offensive line not playing very well, because I wonder how many of these offensive linemen fit what he was talking about. Now, I know that's controversial what I said, but I believe in being logical, as I've said.
So I don't know, man, to be honest with you. I don't know who he was talking to specifically. I know he made some he didn't say, and he made a very broad and general statement to the team. And it was kind of those, it was kind of those, if the shoe fits, wear it. And everybody in that room knew who he was talking about. We don't, but they knew.
We don't.
Right, but they do. They know who. Now, how many of those old linemen?
But when
I don't know. How many
but when
other
he
players?
makes that kind of statement, it opens the door for people to come up with their conclusions, or their thoughts.
Right, correct. Because it's so vague, right? It's so vague. It's like, man, is it all of them? Is he only talking to 3? Is he talking to 10? And then what happens is when people make statements like that and you come out there with a poor performance, see, I told you the whole team don't even watch film. The dude came out and said it. And he may have only been talking to maybe 5 or 6 people. Who knows?
Right.
And that's the tough piece when it comes to it, bro. Like and that's also the thing when people, I understand people love the big brother camera, right? We get a chance to look in and look down on this program, not look down like, figuratively, but figuratively, like look down from a camera lens into this program and see the inner workings of how things work and what's being said. but it also comes with a cost. It comes with that kind of cost because now people take that and it becomes fuel for these media outlets and for people like you and I on YouTube to create our own narrative because it's such
Own narrative. That's true.
because it's such vague content. Oh my God, coach said such and such, and they not watching film and blah, blah, blah. And that might be the furthest from the truth. But again, we know the kind of world we live in, right? The social media world, clicks, liking.
Right.
Bro, how many YouTube people went on yesterday when Pat Shermer was named? I think some dudes may have taken off work just so they could make a video. Pat Shermer is the new play caller, and there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying that's a
Right.
bad thing. I'm just saying
Yeah.
because of what you've done and what you've created at Colorado, which is a good thing, just people have to know it comes with good and bad. So because you've created
Right.
this thing, you have now created a feeding frenzy for any little thing come off. You got people competing to be the first to report on well-off media video. You got people are willing to pretty much lie or embellish information that they think they heard just so they can put something out. And that's what you're getting. That's the good. That's the
I agree with that.
You know, that's the
I agree
good and bad that
that
come with it.
people. I would say I agree with you 100%. People create narratives. I just believe in just reporting things as they are, as it is, and not adding extra. I did think it was a good thing to make a change because I just didn't think what Sean Lewis was calling. I thought sometimes he was inconsistent in the way he made play calls. But at the end of the day, speaking to you tonight, it really gets down to the talent that the team has and the lack of talent that they don't have at this time. And we also have to keep this in mind. I've talked about this. They are playing against teams that have guys that have been playing together for 2, 1, 3 years, maybe even 4 years, of teams that have a more of a chemistry. And this shows that, you can bring a bunch of guys together from the transfer portal that may have some talent, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to all come together quickly enough to compete against these teams that are playing at high level with guys that have been playing with each other. Maybe this teaches us that lesson that is something we have to keep in mind. But they will get better with time.
Of course they will. Of course they will. They just have to weather this storm. And the storm is, the storm is more severe because so many people have eyes in the back end of the workings of the machine. That's why the storm is so severe right now. Right? Think about it. If it wasn't Coach Prime, or if this was, I don't know, Mel Tucker, or if this was any other coach, I'm just not because of what he did, but I'm just trying to think of another black coach, Stan Drayton, or whoever, Coach Hayes, whoever. And I went to Colorado. Nobody would trip. They'd be like, "Oh, Colorado, okay, they made some improvement. They won 4 games. They were competitive. Cool, no problem, awesome, right?" But because it is Coach Prime, because you do get a chance to look under the hood somewhat and kind of see how it works, and you created this frenzy in the, all of the fanfare and all that goes with it, you also have to take what comes with that too on the other side, the yin and yang of this deal, right? All the good that comes with it is just as much bad that comes with it. And they have to weather that storm until they can get the players in, hopefully, and people don't lose interest in the process. And that's what happens. As people know, the new car smell. Dog, you bought your brand new car, man, can't nobody get in your car. You don't even go to a drive-through in your car, right? Be honest.
Right.
But soon as you open that door and the new car smell wear off, guess what? Man, hey, can I get a number 1 extra Coke? And blah blah blah. And then you start eating fried. Before you know it, one of them fall between the seat. And you be like, I get it. And before you know it, it's over. You've lost interest because the new car smell is done. No different than kids in Christmas with toys. By February, they don't play with them anymore. It's over. Yeah. So hopefully they can keep that going.
Yeah, I think there's a few offensive line prospects that I think were there tonight. And I know the young man Cedar, who's one of the top. I think he's ranked number 16th in the country. He's a young man that could start right away for them at either tackle, which I think is part of their problem when you look at the way Shador is taking these hits. The tackle is a spot that they need. He needs a good left tackle. That young man can play that right away.
He's
So
a
I'm
freshman.
hoping that they can get him, but it might be tough because he's got Alabama, a few other top-notch teams that are looking to snatch him away. And I heard how you were talking about how Nick Saban goes about his recruitment. So I just think if they can get a guy like him in and others like him and shore up that offensive line, and then they have to get down to the basis of what football is about, and that's running the ball between those tackles, outside those tackles.
Yeah, he's a freshman.
And can
right. He's
freshman. They say he got NFL ready body, but still, like any freshman, you got to learn.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem is that they have to. Their Achilles heel still remains the running game, and it makes me think to myself, like, okay, what's the sense of having all these different running backs if you're not able to utilize them in a nice rotation?
Right.
And I hope that they, at some point in time, can get that going, especially next year, because that's the way. And it's about what you said earlier tonight. You got time of possession is very important. How long you control the ball, you control the game through controlling the clock, through running the game, running the ball. That possession is very important. You keep the other quarterback off the field. You keep that offense of the other team off the field, and you control the game. And I think that's a big part of their problem. And it's unfortunate, but hopefully things will get better. So, and I appreciate you letting me call in, brother. I know you're tired. I'm
about to lay it down myself.
I'll try to call in next time you do one of these call-in shows. I'll call in again.
Yeah,
but I appreciate you.
Anytime, man. Like I said, I do appreciate you, man. I love what you got going on. And man, how long have you been doing it? How long have you been doing this?
I started that channel late December, going into this year.
Okay.
And then I didn't really get super serious about it until maybe 4 months after. I had a video that went viral, and I started putting out videos and getting more serious about it, and then things started to take off on the channel.
Good, man.
And I love football, I love basketball. I'm one of these people. I've been following Prime for a very long time, so I'm not like one of these people that just jumped on board.
Mm-hmm.
I was following him when he was at Jackson, when he was doing what he was doing at Prime Academy. He played for my 49ers. That's one of my favorite teams in the NFL. And we got some problems this year. We're having some problems, but I think he could turn it around. I know I heard people say tonight that maybe it was his coaching, but I'm sorry. You had a young lady that called in tonight. She was absolutely right. It's not so much coaching. I just think it's the players. They don't have the talent level at this time, and I think people don't want to focus on the players because we're looking at them as they're young. Let's not hurt their confidence, right? But I'm sorry, it has a lot to do with what the players are doing on the field if they can't execute the plays. Because as much as we might want to point their finger at coaching, the coaches are not on the field playing. Okay. They're not on the field. They're not making a tackle. They're not missing the tackles. They're not missing the assignment, So, but thank you, brother.
Anytime.
And have a great night.
All right, man. I appreciate it, man. You guys go check out right at Prime Sports Media here on YouTube, man. I appreciate it. Real quick before I get out here, R&R says, Coach, you don't know what you're talking about. You're just like Coach Prime. I don't know what that means. You'd like to type one more before I get out of here to kind of explain it. I am just like Coach Prime. I don't know what that means, but it is what it is. I have no idea what he's talking about. But anyway, I appreciate you guys. Thank y'all so much. The Good, Bad, and Ugly will be coming out. That is my film review that I put out. It's called The Good, Bad, and Ugly, where I break it down in those segments. We kind of look at it and talk about it. It will be out as soon as I can record it. And anything else. But like I said, I appreciate you guys coming through. We're on the road to 38,000 subscribers, so make sure you are one of them. And I'm going to tell you why I know you guys. Also, I'm sorry. Coach all over the place. I meant to say be a subscriber, 38,000. Also, if you want to join the membership, you can. And I notice we don't have a lot of members over here when we talk Colorado stuff. You know why? Because your name is not green in the chat. So go ahead and look at being a member, man. We go into what we call the champagne room, where we watch games together, live, the actual games. We have a good time, man. We play music, DJ, and all that good stuff. And we just chop it up, man, and have a good time and just talk ball. Other than that, also check out right here, interstatesportsgifts.com for all your sports memorabilia needs, anything you need, from pool table covers to baby bottles to onesies to car mats, air fresheners, whatever it is, he got you covered. All 32 NFL teams, a bunch, or in the words of Coach Prime, a plethora of college programs as well. And here's the best part. If you don't see something on the website, call them. Call them, say, hey, man, I'm looking for a Wyoming bottle opener. You got one, I want to represent the Cowboys. He'll find one for you. I promise you. So with all that being said, I appreciate it. Thank y'all so much. And we up out of here. I'll let you, man. Peace.